Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. And tonight, we got a good game. Salute to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to all my people that's in the building right now. Salute to my God, Thunder. I see you in the building early. It's so much basketball to discuss. It's so much stuff to politic tonight. It's been a wild night already in the NBA, and we not finished yet, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Chicago Bulls in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We all know they minus Lonzo Ball. We know that, but nonetheless, the Chicago Bulls are doing what they need to do, and they are facing a tough Western Conference opponent, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulls are facing the Clippers, who are fifth right now in the Eastern Conference, so that's in the Western Conference. That's a major situation. To be top five out west, that's nothing to scoff at. And the Bulls just coming off an amazing victory, spoiling the night of LeBron, Ramon, James. We're going to get all into it, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting started. LeBron returned last night, but the Lakers will have a chance to avenge. That's going to be a big game Wednesday. Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports so you don't miss a second of that coverage, because it's definitely going down. Salute to my man Thunder. Salute to CWE, Suns Valley. I see you in the building. The Bulls last night improved their record to 36-38. Clearly moving in the right direction. 10th right now in the Eastern Conference. They look to be play-in bound. If all things don't fail, they should be right in position, for postseason play. And that's the God honest truth. Let's hope that they could get to that plateau. I wonder, who knows? But at the end of the day, the Bulls got a lot in store for them. And tonight is very pivotal. That game that they beat the Los Angeles Lakers, that was crazy. You seen Patrick Beverly out there acting a fool. We got to definitely get into Patrick Beverly. He had to get his his revenge on LeBron James. You seen him point to the ground on LeBron, letting him know that he was a little too small for him. Zach Lavine, I mean, seriously, where do we start? Zach Lavine looks to be back on his BS. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Zach Lavine right now, and his play is propelling him. We get on the Bulls so much, we attack Billy. I mean, just from a Bulls fan's perspective, I feel your pain. We sometimes after we attack the Bulls, we come at the coaching staff, we come at the organization, we coming at the front office, the medicals, and there's no bets. All bets are off. So I'm just gonna highlight that they moving in the right direction. They look to be going into the play-in. Now, when they get to the play-in, I can't promise to let you know what's going to happen. But I think nonetheless, that would be an accomplishment to make it to the play-in, because the way the Bulls were moving, they look to be completely out of the mix. And that's crazy to say with a team with a payroll like this, but we all know they went through some trials and tribulations. So much, minus Lonzo Ball, we seen how pivotal it can be. We seen how it can go from heaven to hell real fast. And you got the Chicago Bulls scratching and clawing, trying to get anybody and their mother down here to try to fix it in some form of fashion. Patrick Beverly is playing a hell of a role. for the Bulls, bringing intensity. You knew he was going to bring that, a man from Chicago. You knew the kind of intensity that he would bring. So everything that I'm seeing from Patrick Beverly, I am not surprised at the least. This is what I expected. I expected Beverly to come in almost as like a shoe-in for this franchise. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he felt mistreated in Los Angeles under the Lakers because it's hard. You got to think about it, man. Everybody's not conditioned to play in LeBron, Ramon James's system. They need to spread their wings a little bit. They need to be able to play their game. And you seen Beverly last night in 23 minutes scored 10 points, five assists, and 4 rebounds, clearly putting his impact and touch on different aspects of the game that I don't think he was able to do back in his days up in Los Angeles, his short days in Los Angeles. We got to remember, this wasn't like he was there. He's like a veteran. It was an in and out situation. We got to keep it 100 on that. Zach Lavine, he was the mastermind of the whole equation. Give major credit to Zach. Give him props. My man Zach had 32 points in 37 minutes, four assists and 2 rebounds. He definitely lit it up, scored in key pivotal moments. Like I stated before, spoiling LeBron James's afternoon. LeBron returned to play in 30 minutes, 19 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. AD went back into his cocoon with 15 points. AD was just beasting, and now it's like you're going back to playing second fiddle, and I think that's going to cost the Lakers. AD got to play like AD, and LeBron need to just come in and, sort around the carnage. But it's too much acquiescence to LeBron, and at this advanced age, that LeBron is at, I don't think he's at the moment where he can, fully capitalize on what's out there in front of him for whatever reason. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. The Los Angeles Lakers will continue to be a threat out there in the NBA, man, because of the star power. At any given moment, things can click and they're going to be a threat. But that was a great game by the Bulls. Tonight is a whole nother opponent. The Los Angeles Clippers minus Paul George. Shout out PG-13. That was a rough, nasty injury. Shout out Thunder. He said AD wants to shoot. He don't want to be up in the paint. That's what it looks like, for whatever reason. But I love what I'm seeing from, the Clippers. They're starting to figure things out. Like I said, they're 5th right now in the West, despite things going haywire. You had Kawhi, obviously, always with the low management. That's always going to be a crazy situation with the Kawhi Leonard situation. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Now with Paul George, a lot of people feel like that PG-13 injury, that's like all she wrote right there for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, the Clippers right now are 39-36, and the Bulls are 36-38. Nothing to scoff at. Listen, shout out my bro right here, man. New York City just stepped in the building. Shout out Testing. Shout out Thunder. Listen, my man Quiz Maddox is in the building. What's the deal, Quiz? We got Bulls basketball. They done laid the smack down on LeBron, Ramon James.
Yes, sir.
You seen how Pat Bev let him know his size.
Yes, sir. He told him. He ain't done yet either. And I'm excited, man. Brother Flight, I haven't been on your stream in a minute, so I need to pop your head in, make sure that y'all ain't have to put a health and wellness checkout on me. So I appreciate your hospitality and allowing me to pop
definitely.
up. I'm excited about this matchup, though, man. I really like the way the Bulls been playing lately. And, I remember when the Bulls got Pat Bev, and there was a running joke when somebody said that Pat Bev was the motor of the team. Wasn't that what they said? Flight, something like that.
Something like that. Something to that aspect.
Well, believe it, it's real, because Zach Lavine was playing like doo-doo on a stick, and Pat Bev told him something. He said, "All I want you to do is," and he's been playing fire basketball since then. And believe me, I know. So I'm very impressed with the type of basketball that Zach Lavine has started to play. I don't know what it is why he needs somebody else. Like, I'm always baffled at why players need somebody to tell them what they should be doing when this is stuff they should be doing anyway. You know what I mean? But forget about what Pat Bev brings on the court. What he's doing for these guys psychologically is definitely an improved attitude and well needed. So shout out to Pat Bev, shout out to the Bulls. You guys are playing good. I think this is a good matchup. I'm interested in seeing Kawhi. Paul George is down, like I said. So I mean, this is actually a good matchup. This is actually a match I want to see right now.
Right. You brought up Paul George. We'd be remiss not to get into that. I didn't see the injury live. What's your thoughts on the situation with what was it, an ankle? I'm not even sure what it was. If you could elaborate, what was your thoughts on that injury? And because what's the timetable? Have you heard anything? Because I heard that it don't look good. I didn't get a good look at the injury. I kind of, like I said, I'm not following the Clippers like I'm supposed to. But if you know some more than I know, can you elaborate to the audience, please?
Well, I'd be lying if I say I know a lot about the injury, but I do know. I saw the initial reports from Yahoo, Shams. It all said that it wasn't really looking good for him. And, as far as him coming back. So all we could do is pray for Paul George. I'm hoping that he's able to come back by the time of the playoffs. But from what the reports that I heard, and I haven't heard any timetables or even any depth. I mean, you know more about the injury than me if you're saying it's an ankle. So, but I'm just hoping that Paul George could come back. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to tell you something. Your boy Kawhi Leonard's been playing really. I'm going to share something that you don't know, Flight. You know what? I'm in a championship in a fantasy basketball league right now. You know what the name of my team is?
What's that?
Kawhi's Last Laugh.
Wow.
Right? Kawhi got that funny laugh. You know what I mean? Now I believe in him because I know one thing about fantasy is it's not about how you're playing for the first few weeks of the season. It's about how you're playing closing out the season and getting near the playoffs. And Kawhi's been playing some great basketball. He had a little tweak in that last game, so I'm hoping he's okay. But Kawhi is their main piece. And just like how they had to operate in the playoffs last year with Paul George without Kawhi, it's Kawhi's turn. You know what I mean? And, we just got to see what they're able to do. They have some pieces over there, but realistically,
he is starting to play a little bit better. He's coming off 12 points against the Pelicans.
That was a game he had in a minute. The games he had before that were like 30 pieces. He's shooting a three pretty good. I mean, Kawhi Leonard is a phenomenal player, man. If you haven't seen,
and the Pelicans happen to beat him too as well in 131 to 110. I think BI had himself a game in that one too, if I'm not mistaken. Just for love, if you can remind some of the people.
The thing that's important to remember is that I hate to tell people this, but in the West, man, the playoffs are already started, man. The playoffs are already.
That's facts. That's facts. Especially down bottom, even at the top, shit is shuffling. Every day is a mismatch. Everybody in playoff mode. You can't lose.
Nobody has a comfortable lead in the West, even the teams that are at the top. And the funny thing is, I've been thinking about who is the best team in the West. Have you thought about that at all, Flight? Who do you think could come out the West?
You said who I think could come out the West?
Yeah, because the West is just so tight.
I mean, I think it's some sleepers. Like I said, I think obviously I'm not a big fan of Memphis. They're gonna have to show me. I'm not a big fan of Sacramento. I do believe that Memphis got a better shot than Sacramento. But we got to remember something. We can't act like Minnesota didn't have them on the ropes last year. If Karl Anthony Towns and Edwards could have had any, even more, they would have knocked out Memphis. So we got to stop acting like Memphis about the steamroll. I think it's going to be some teams that you're not thinking of. Golden State. Hold on, let me look at the standings before I start running my mouth. But even the Lakers. If the Lakers draw up against the Kings, you telling me the Kings could beat the Lakers in the best of seven, locked down, where the Lakers gonna have the building in Sacramento? Now, Sacramento, I know that's an old rivalry, but Laker fans travel. So I'm expecting the Lakers to take over Sacramento, that whole building. In Memphis, they're gonna beat Memphis. Like that's what I'm saying. I mean, the Lakers right now are in a hell of a situation. They just need to stay the hell away from Denver. Denver is a sleeper, obviously. Due to, they always going to be a problem. If they could ever figure it out, they're going to have home court advantage throughout. So, like I said, I believe the Warriors can make it out, and the Lakers. The Suns, obviously. I say the Suns, Warriors, Lakers.
All right. So here's the reason I brought that up. The reason I brought that up is because when you take a look at every team in the West, they all of these teams got their issues. For example, like the Warriors, right? Warriors sounds good. I mean, it's always going to sound good. The Warriors are going to come out. The Warriors have had 2 of the worst road losing streaks of any team in the league this year. What's that saying? Is that the Warriors don't win on the road. And it's going to, you got to prove to me that you can come out the West, because you're going to have to win on the road, because it ain't like it's not like you're a number 1 and number 2 seed, right? All right, let's take a look at another team you talked about. Right. Who else do you talk about? The Lakers?
Yeah, I think the Lakers can make it out the West as well. I mean, listen, outside of that first, it's tough to say that, because outside of that first round, when you do start to think about it, let's say let's just hypothetically speak for 1 second. Let's say they get the 2 seed and they face the Grizzlies in the first round. Okay, let's say they beat Memphis. You know, they're gonna face either the winner of the Warriors or the Kings, hypothetically speaking. Let's see, the Warriors gonna beat the Kings. I don't believe that. There's no way in hell Sacramento is beating Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and the Golden State Warriors. That's the problem. That's why. Go ahead. There's no way. No way.
There is a way. There is a way.
No, there is no way in cold hell is happening. No way.
There is a way. There is a way. It doesn't sound like it makes sense. I know it sounds crazy, and I don't want to push myself into the future, but the Warriors can't win on the road, and they're gonna have to do it in Sacramento. They ain't gonna be doing it in Golden State. Golden State is on the road. Their path to win a championship is on the road, and I'm gonna tell you, they better get Andrew Wiggins back ASAP. They need him back desperately.
Yeah. I forgot about that dynamic. You're right about that. I think without Wiggins, they could run into trouble, but I think they got enough to knock out Golden State. Harrison Barnes will be on that other side, but it's so crazy to tell that right now. This is just all hypotheticals, because we don't know. We're not going to know until the end.
Right.
I think the last game of the season is still going to be seedings shifting. I'm telling you.
So I'm gonna tell you, I thought about it, and right now I hate to say it, but honestly, you know, I believe that in order to get to the championship, to come out of any conference, there comes like a progression. I've spoken about this before. A young team, first off, you need to get to the playoffs so you can have confidence that you can play in the playoffs. Then winning in the playoffs is a whole different dynamic. You know what I mean, Flight?
Right. Shout out Basil, Carpenter Jr.
So one of the things, like I said, about the Kings, you question their experience. It seems far-fetched for them potentially to beat a team like the Warriors, but the Kings have played much more consistent basketball this season. They're a consistent team, and somebody's going to have to go in Sacramento, which is different. The Suns, we still haven't really seen what they're going to do, and I don't think the Suns are head and shoulders above anybody else. The Denver Nuggets, I always like the Nuggets. They're a good team, but coming out of I mean, they have to prove to me that they can even come out the West. I don't even know if the Nuggets even being the first seed, you know what I mean, is enough for me to think that they're head and shoulders. The Lakers look really good on paper, but let's be real, the chemistry got to come together, and the Lakers, with the young players that they were playing good without LeBron, but LeBron's going to be out there. The question with the Lakers is defensive intensity. Nobody's scared of those dudes. I don't know what they've been doing lately with D'Angelo Russell, but they better. I know that everybody likes Austin Reeves and all of that good stuff, but they need to get D'Angelo Russell rocking. Like, he has to be part of that. That Beasley thing has to be part of it. They need those dudes. And Austin Reeves is a 6th dude. He should be somebody on your bench. He can't be your starter dude and you telling me that y'all going to win, because AD and LeBron are always going to be the nucleus of the Lakers. Right. So the Lakers haven't shown in recent history that they can beat a team in a series. I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but the Lakers, they got a bunch of new parts over there, and they got to win a series. So they got to be healthy. You know, AD is up and down and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just not 1,000% confident in the Lakers. On paper, I think the Lakers look as good as anybody. But, you know, when the rubber hits the road, and now this is my shocking revelation I've come to just this week, Flight. First person.
What's that?
I think the most dangerous team in the West is the Memphis Grizzlies. I think the Memphis
Wow.
Grizzlies are the most dangerous team in the West. I'm gonna tell you a reason why. One, you're
Yeah,
not
please,
scared
please.
at all. Two, they have, I think, somebody who deserves a defensive player of the year in Jared Jackson. People don't talk about this dude getting his 5 and 6 blocks a game, which he does. They don't talk about
He's starting to come along.
they don't talk about his 3 to 4 steals that he gets, which he does. They don't talk about the fact that this team, if you've looked at them not just this year but last year, anytime people think of the Grizzlies and all they think is John Morant, right? But let's be real, Flight. Tell me if I'm wrong. The Grizzlies have played without John Morant this year. They played without John Morant last year, and their record don't be struggling without him being on the court. And they added something to the Grizzlies this year. They added Luke Kennard. Now, people realize that Desmond Bane is one of the most effective three-point shooters in the league, and Luke Kennard is a better three-point shooter than him. And all of these dudes play defense. Your offense comes and goes, but your defense will travel with you, right or wrong, Flight.
No, I agree.
The Grizzlies are probably the most consistent defensive team in the West, and somebody's probably going to have to go through them. I think that the team that's a challenge for them is probably going to be maybe the Suns and the Nuggets, depending on the matchups that they get. I think the Suns and the Nuggets are probably the two teams. Maybe the Lakers, if they can get their mojo together, but the Lakers, they just have to prove that they can win in the postseason to me. And I'm not saying that the Warriors can't do it, but I think they need Wiggins badly. They haven't shown that they can win on the road. I don't know what's going on over there, but they need to get it together. You know what I mean? If they want to win it, and they've been there before. So I mean, like, those are sexy things to say about those teams that've been there. But then think about it: the Grizzlies are battle tested in the playoffs now. They've been there. It's not like it's a mystery to them. Their record is phenomenal. They're one of the most consistent defensive players. They've added another sharpshooter. I'm not sure if you know how deep that team is. They have everybody on that team could pretty much shoot. Their backup point guard, the Tyus Jones dude, is playing well. You got Desmond Baines over there playing well. You have the dude that nobody likes, and Dylan Brooks, who just wants to play hard-nosed defense. Got Jared Jackson. They don't have a healthy Steven Adams over there yet. They have a lot of depth over there. They're a really good team. I'm starting to believe in Memphis, Flight. But what do you think about the Clippers? You think that they can pull it together? Because they're in the trenches.
I definitely do. Think about the Clippers. Before we get into Clippers, I want to make an announcement. Salute to everybody that's rocking with me tonight. I'm very excited to announce here at Flight Sports TV, we have launched our membership program. For our exclusive members, it's just the early startup, but it's gonna grow into something extremely special, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna be looking to do some exclusive behind the scenes content, more in depth of who the hell I am, off camera, off screen, maybe even some personal things. I'm gonna be looking to get more in depth with the audience. So on this description box of this video, you can become a member of the channel today, starting today. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in as we're rocking with Flight Sports every single day, every second, every minute, clicking on videos, hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. None of this is possible without you. And I want to thank everybody who's rocking with me, who's ever took a second of their life to tune in to Flight Sports. It means a lot. I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you too, brother. And you can count on me, joining on your membership, and looking forward to more great things, more great content.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Shout out Quiz. But back to the Los Angeles Clippers. The LA Clippers, man, to be honest with you, I don't believe them. I don't give a damn where they fall in the standings. To me personally, I think they're a joke. They're gonna have to show me that they're gonna do something. I don't believe it. They're gonna have to show me.
Plus, they don't got Paul George. We don't even know if that dude's gonna be available. How are they gonna pull this off? Is Kawhi really worth all of the stuff that they pretty much built the squad around him anyway, and so Kawhi's got to have big shoulders. So no more load management It's it's time to get big over there and get real. They have bigs over there. Don't they have Robert Covington over there too?
Yes.
They have some dudes, but I think I what I didn't like that the Clippers did. I thought them moving. I think them moving Reggie Jackson is gonna bite them in the ass.
Damn.
I think that's gonna bite them in the ass in a major way. And that Reggie Jackson, I don't watch the Nuggets that much, but the reason I question the Nuggets is because they had who's my man that they had over there? They had my man not Warren. I forget homeboy's name, but when they moved him, I was like, man, I don't know, but Reggie Jackson he be showing up and not showing up.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if he really makes a difference over there because he's not that kind of like that defensive dude. You know who I'm talking about? You know who remember Coffee? Coffee was a personal basketball trainer, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It was one of those dudes that Coffee used to personal train. He said his name multiple times. I don't know the reason why this man's name is slipping my mind right now. Will Barton. Remember him?
Yeah, I do.
I think
of course I
not
know
having
Will
him.
Barton.
Yeah, I think not having him hurts the Nuggets a lot. I mean, why? Because the rest of the Nuggets aren't scary defensively at all. You know what I mean? Will Barton brought defense, and he had a real tough-minded attitude or whatever. I mean, I think you kind of need that to get to that next level. I think that people always like the scoring aspect of things, but without being able to make defensive stops, you know what I mean? Like you ain't going nowhere. I don't care who it is or how you feel about it. That's one of the problems the Lakers have. Lakers with LeBron and AD. AD ain't playing defense like he was playing back in New Orleans. Let's be real. Nobody's scared to go to the hole when AD's up in there. He don't like being in the hole that much. And LeBron is, and that's their problem. I mean, you could score, but you got to get stops when it comes to the playoffs in these series. And the Clippers, they were put together to be a defensive team. Now, when you only have one part of that defense, you don't have Paul George. And even when the Clippers had Kawhi and Paul George, they never really convinced. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the same thing I seen, Flight. They never really convinced me that they was, somebody I should be scared of. Did they ever do that to you?
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, the Clippers, they just, like I said, obviously maybe that first year when Kawhi originally got there because he was coming off that chip in Toronto. So, I mean, besides that, I mean, nah. You probably thought he was going to come back for another run, when he initially came.
Right.
That's what I would have thought. Like,
and nobody cares about. This is a Janet Jackson league, man. It's what have you done for me lately? We don't care about how many rings you got or how long ago you got them. It's about what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? And if it was about who did the most back when, then I would say, hey, Warriors. You know what I mean? But realistically, the Warriors got teams they're gonna have to go through, and the Warriors, the biggest issue I have with them is they can't, like, you can look at their record this year. You go look at their record. Go take a look at their record on the road. They got the worst road record of every team in the entire NBA. They still lose They still lose on the road right now as we speak. They lost to everybody on the road. I mean,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, in fact, I remember they lost to like the Hornets on the road.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, the Warriors have not, they don't bring that same game that they have at home. If they're going to be a top seed, then I say, all right, you know what I mean? But they're not. They're not. And I don't know if Wiggins is coming back. Nobody said anything about Andrew Wiggins, and I think they need him badly.
Yeah, Wiggins is a pivotal piece. I mean, the guy who really been, thrown, everybody don't really appreciate him. It's good to see his value. You see him not being present, and the Warriors are struggling. They really could use him,
There's a lot of things I like about Wiggins. The thing about Wiggins is he has that size. He plays with a certain level of ferocity every now and then. I mean, he can attack the rim, and he just makes them more dangerous because the Warriors, like, they shoot a lot of threes, but the Warriors also penetrate. And, and he's part of that. And you could see that the Warriors don't have that same level of depth. Remember the War. I'm not sure if you noticed. You know the Warriors brought back Andre Iguodala this year. They brought back Iggy, and the reason you don't see him now is because that's what happens when you bring old dudes. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily have that durability. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how they're doing. You know, teams have their little issues, especially with injury. But you know, I'm praying at the Clippers. I don't know who else is going to do it. Marcus Morris, like the Clippers aren't as deep as they were last year, in my opinion. They have some elements of depth, but you know, they got a tough run. They got a tough run. I don't think that they're a team that anybody's scared of playing the series at all.
No.
I don't see anybody being afraid of playing that team in this series. I feel as though if the Lakers knew they were going to get a chance to play the Clippers coming out of a play-in or coming out of a play-in, as you know, in the playoffs or something like that, like they're going to be. They definitely got to feel that they could win. That'd be a great series for the Lakers.
Yeah, listen, I think the Lakers, they just want to get in. You know, you've seen LeBron James say, basically, like, in so many words, it's not ideal for him to be missing the postseason this amount of times. I think this is the year that he's going to try to get in. Now, the $1,000,000 question is, will he get in? You know, and we're going to find out. We got my man Rico in the building. Laker fans are rolling in. I know y'all heard, but we do have Clippers basketball tonight. Y'all took an ass whooping by Patrick Beverly and the Bulls.
Yep. Yes, y'all did.
Yes, we did. I
Yeah.
believe
So
Patrick
what happened
Beverly
with that?
He did promise that too.
Facts.
He did say he would be the one to put the Lakers off the playoffs.
And he ain't. It's not like it's official yet, but it's close.
It damn near is, right?
I mean, in the West, man, you can't lose a game. You can't afford to lose no games in the West. That's the thing, man. The playoffs already started. You know what I like about this year, Rico? You know how every year at the end of the season, people start going to their narrative-driven things about, yeah, well, this team, you know, they want to drop to this position and jockey for position. You ain't got no time to jockey for nothing. You got to get in where you fit in the West right now.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't know. Aren't they still like 10th or something like that?
Yeah, the Lakers, I
Like
think,
they're
10th.
still in the play-in, but it's just like it's not if you want to say optimal would be putting it nicely, but it's just like yeah, we know y'all don't want to be there, and you're hobbling there at that. It's looking like you might
Right.
as
And I
well
mean,
just
y'all
shut
depend
it
on,
down entirely.
you know, the thing that's funny to me is the Austin Reeves cape on his back. Like, Austin Reeves is carrying y'all? That's what we doing?
I like it, but the thing is, Austin Reeves is like I don't want to say like he's as nice as him, but his skill set is similar to like a Brandon Ingram, where once you bring LeBron back, it just don't work. Like he's not it's just a rhythm thing. He just gonna get thrown off. It's not gonna work.
Rico,
So
I
once
love what you just
LeBron comes
said,
back,
but I
it's
don't think
just
it's just
trash.
him. I don't think it's just him. Like, the thing is that when you bring Bron in, things have to change. Like, people could say Bron could say he's coming off the bench, right? But when you close out the game, you can't tell me you don't got Bron at the end of the game, right?
Of course.
See, and that's
Yeah,
the
but
thing. The Lakers don't close out well. Bron, AD, like the team's gotta be like those are their nucleus pieces. So the piece to me that they need to get rocking, because Austin Reeves is a good player. I like Austin Reeves, but we've seen players like him before. Let's not get super duper carried away. It's Austin Reeves.
exactly.
You got D'Angelo Russell over there, and you got what has happened to Malik Beasley? I mean, I think the Lakers need to figure out, like, Malik Beasley, y'all need him to do something.
Oh no, man. I still like Lonnie Walker, to be honest.
I mean, Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, Gabriel, all of those dudes, man, are
I
relatively.
never liked Gabriel. I actually got upset that they traded Thomas Bryant. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah. Thomas
I
Bryant
thought
could be
Thomas
helpful.
Bryant was supposed to stay, and I thought they would have been better off getting rid of Wendy Gabriel.
But the thing about the Lakers is that you have LeBron coming back from some sort of surgical procedure, but he's out there. And I think that you hit the nail on the head. When Bron comes out there, all of these dynamics change.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that you're serious. Like, no knock against Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves. Y'all gonna need to, if y'all want to come out the West, those can't be the dudes that's carrying your whole squad. Those can't.
Hey, can I say this though about that old Lonnie Walker and Austin Reed thing? Austin Reed seemed like he got some sense, and he fresh with that, just acting like he got some sense. You don't find too many players like that in the NBA, young like that, that play like that in their mindset. And the thing that's bothering, the thing that's make you not put your money on Lakers right now is the fact that, look there, they ain't payoff proven. You got AD and you got LeBron that's payoff proven. The rest of them, you know what I'm saying, they stand to be questioned. But it's
Thank
one
you,
thing
Uncle
about,
Vern.
but it's right. But it's one thing about LeBron though. What LeBron do? LeBron can make a meal out of soup, B.
Well, that's the thing. We hope so.
If given the only this though, if given the chance that AD stick around for the whole thing, LeBron James can make a meal out of soup.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's a big if though.
I don't question him making it out the play-in. Then it comes, like, who do you think they'll face in a play-in?
Man, they go with the West deep. They go test everybody and their mama. Everybody
Ain't no
and their
telling.
mama.
You got to be ready to play whoever it is.
Yeah, for real.
They'll have to play the Pelicans. The Pelicans will have to win 1 out of 2 games. I think they could do that. You know what I mean? It's like there's too many teams where it's like I don't think the Lakers could beat them twice in a row. I'm sorry. To automatically start saying
LeBron James in the playoff. Bro, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. You don't see the Lakers beating who? Say it again. The Pelicans.
2 times in a row.
Okay,
2
the
times
Pelicans,
in a row,
right?
I don't see them being
who on the Pelicans been
2
through the
times in a row.
playoffs? Who on the Pelicans they make you so well about them been through the
Brandon
playoffs?
Ingram.
CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram.
Somebody say something.
The Pelicans played good in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram dominated.
Hey, the Pelicans ain't playing good right
year.
now because of what's the name Zion gone. What makes you think the Pelicans gonna step their game up to playoffs? And this really
they made the playoffs last year.
Didn't I say this because I want to make this point because you really don't get it. We talk about the playoffs. It ain't what you're doing now. It's what you're doing after now. That's what the playoffs is. You got to step your game up in the playoffs, bro. Oh, y'all.
Brandon Ingram did step his game up in the playoffs. He was balling the fuck out his mind.
Ingram don't do nothing with shoot, bro. And they ain't doing nothing now.
No, he don't do. No, Vern.
Ingram ain't taking charge of nothing and leading nobody nowhere. They sick
that's
because
a horrible take.
Bro,
he don't do nothing but shoot is crazy.
Bro, I'm gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
Vern. For you to say that Brandon Ingram don't do nothing but shoot is just crazy, bro. Like
you talking about here? This is what I'm saying. You talk about look. We talk about leading into the playoffs. Who is the leader on the Pelicans? That's the question you can answer now.
Brandon Ingram. I just said it.
Brandon Ingram is the leader on the Pelicans. Where's Zion at?
He's injured.
Yeah, that's where you go. And they're gonna go to the playoffs and get past LA, right?
No, not to the playoffs. With Brandon Ingram. Through the play-in.
Listen to me. With Brandon Ingram.
Yes.
Yeah, you stupid. Hey,
dang on, Uncle Vern.
Yes.
What's up with the hostility there? I want to hear more of your thoughts.
Every time we start talking about LeBron James, this is how people get.
Look, if you can remember, they gave up Brandon Ingram, God, Buddha, and everybody else just to get AD. And then he turned around, they won a championship. They still got AD, fool. But they got you talking about Pelicans got Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram gonna lead them.
Do they dominate them in the regular season?
Hey, look, I'm tell you something. If you think like that, you a fool, bro. And Brandon Ingram can't play defense.
But they only gonna play in the play-in is only a one-game situation.
Hey man, y'all figure it out, bro. Y'all figure it out. Y'all ain't gonna.
Brandon Ingram played better defense than LeBron. What are you doing right now?
I mean, what did you say?
Brandon Ingram plays better defense than LeBron James.
Say that again. Okay, say it 3 times. You said
I said it 3 times already. You asked me to repeat myself twice. He does.
Okay, say it again.
Brandon Ingram currently plays better defense than LeBron James.
What scale?
That fucking
What
parking
scale
cone out of
determines
here,
currently?
bro. You don't play no
Salute.
defense. Get the fuck out of
Brandon
here.
Ingram got more blocks.
Hold on,
Why
y'all.
would you say? Why would you give that fake news out, bro?
Bro,
I gotta make a hold on, y'all. I gotta make a PSA, man. Sorry, Uncle Vern and Rico.
Go
We ain't
ahead,
going
Fly.
nowhere. Salute to Coffee in the building. I see you all in here. Salute to everybody, rap guys,
What up,
Slim.
what up,
Listen,
Coffee?
today, like I stated before earlier, I'm proud to announce new membership program here at Flight Sports TV. We have 3 levels. Make sure we got a lot of exclusive content. I'm looking to bring exclusive videos, never before seen, behind the scenes things. I'm telling you, I'm be looking to reveal a lot of personal things and get even more personal with some of my top guys here at Flight, men and women here at Flight Sports TV. So I just want to let everybody know that we got a hell of a game tonight. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's party. You already know what time it is. Uncle Vern is hot right now. I'm sorry. What the hell they pissing you off about? What the hell is Rico talking about now?
Because they ain't up there, man, that old city. Hey, Flight, man, you know, man. Flight, you covered. You've been covering the Pelicans for a minute, Flight. Come on, we come out. We met 3 years, at least 3 years, Flight. And he laid up there and made a comment that look at the Lakers gonna lay up there and lose to the Pelicans in the playoffs. And he said Brandon Ingram is gonna be, and he said, and he said Brandon Ingram is going in the playoffs, Flight. We ain't talking about a game.
Lakers
Talking
are
about the
not
playoffs.
making the playoffs.
And Brandon Ingram is going to lead the way.
Get that through your brain. They're
Without
not making the
Zion
playoffs. They're
That's what
not
I mean,
making the
Mike.
playoffs, Vern. Stop doing this to
Without
yourself.
Zion, when I start lying, you can start cutting in. But you make it seem like I'm lying all the way from the gate, and that's
You
what
were.
your mouth.
They're not making the playoffs. That's
okay.
What, that wasn't.
Well,
what
I'm just informing. See, well, I'm not arguing with you. When I'm doing Flight, asked the question. He asked what was going on, and I told him. See, you didn't need to butt in again. I already know what you think about that. That's stupid as hell. Brandon Eagle.
We're not talking about that.
Matter of fact, do me a favor. It's hard for me to remember.
It's hard.
Can you do me a favor, young man?
They are not reaching the playoffs.
Please, young man.
We don't have to be in denial about that, Vern.
See, young man, you want to argue, young man. I didn't call here to argue. I asked you a question, young man. You want to argue, bro, because I can't talk over you like that.
I answered all your questions.
And that make people don't even want to listen to the show because you want to talk over person. It's just arguing. And that ain't even rightly. So we want to do things rightly and in order. I want to ask you a question. Since you arguing the question, I want you to remind me of whom it was that the Pelicans traded to get AD. That the Lakers got the Lakers let go to get AD. Remind me, young man. Okay, that's one.
Lonzo Ball.
That's
and
one.
Brandon Ingram.
That's 2.
And I believe Josh Hart.
That's
and a couple
3.
Draft picks.
That's 4. And how many draft picks?
I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, I think you should go back and do your homework because you
What's
close.
Your point?
And then my point is, you say Brandon Ingram is going to lead the Pelicans over the Lakers with a full roster Lakers at that.
That's like a 3-year-old trade at this point. 4 years ago. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we talking about a different story, bro. We ain't talking about them same peoples, man. We ain't talking about that same flavor, brother. We talking about a whole different story. But we still talk about the same 2 outcomes. All they need is LeBron James and AD to get them past that playoff.
You said the same shit for the past 2 years. I'm tired of hearing it. For real.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, 2 years ago, they won the championship. 2 years ago, they won the championship. 2 years ago, they won the championship.
All right, man.
And they fucked around, and then they messed around and got rid of that problem they had. I don't know what problem that was. That big old $445 million problem. They got rid of that. Now they straightened it up with some playoff proven players, and you still ain't happy.
All right, you're right.
You sound like you're a Pelican fan, and I know you ain't no Pelican fan. You just want to be downright the Lakers. And there ain't no Lakers fan, but I ain't stupid. And I'm sorry if I say words like that to hurt your feelings, grown man, but that's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? My 4-year-old grand godson said, look here, don't call people stupid. Say they ridiculous. You ridiculous. You ain't no fool. Right. You ridiculous.
That's
and you talking ridiculous.
Like you said, 2 years ago, the Lakers didn't win the chip.
Yeah. Why is that? Because they made a stupid decision and got a bum that couldn't play basketball no more. And they didn't find out out there till after they signed
Who
him
is
for
that? Who
$49 million,
is the new
$49 million,
LeBron James fan
$45
throwing
million.
under the bus now?
And they
Whose
got
fault
rid of
is
that
it?
contract. My point is, I'm telling you, boy, I don't wonder how they got rid of that contract. They got rid of that contract. I'm telling you, boy, it ain't no such thing, and you can't do nothing. You can get rid of something. I'm telling you, ain't no such thing. Somebody go buy it from you. It's a bunch of fools out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
ridiculous
told you
people.
they would, but apparently you told me I was on crack for that too. But anyways, you just keep on moving the goalposts. Like I said, Vern,
The goalposts ain't being moved. They moving the goalposts. The
what are the
goalposts still
Lakers doing?
standing. Where's Zion? Like, my
What
question
makes you
is,
have
where's
confidence in the
Zion at?
Lakers this season
When
to
do
win
you
2
figure?
games in a
Okay,
row?
let me
That's
ask you
all I'm
this question.
asking.
Well, since we was talking the first night, you gonna talk over me. Where do you figure Zion at in all this playoff stuff? You didn't even mention his name. You mentioned
No, I
Brandon
didn't,
Ingram.
because I said he'd be injured and they'd still win. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know
The
that was
Lakers.
just
How many
and that
times
was
have the
and I
Lakers
said
won
that was
2 games
stupid,
in a
but I
row this
said did
season?
I
That's what I'm
apologize and
wondering.
said don't call you stupid, call you ridiculous. That's ridiculous, young man.
Can you tell me when's the last time the Lakers have won 2 games in a row?
Since they had Brandon Ingram.
The Lakers?
Let's say
They haven't
about
won.
that.
Have
Let's
they
just
won
say,
2 games
hey,
in a
look,
row this
that sounds
season,
like a
Vern?
good question. See, this is the reason why I gave you that answer is this, because you sound like they ain't been with us since they
All
had
right,
Brandon
thank you,
Ingram.
Vern. That's what
That's
I'm
what I
saying. With
mean.
LeBron James, they're damn near incapable of winning 2 games in a row. It's actually sad.
Since Lakers ain't won 2 games in a row
It's
since they
actually
had Brandon
sad.
Ingram.
But they somehow accomplished the shit without him.
Yeah,
That's the weird part.
without Brandon Ingram.
We're not talking about Brandon Ingram. I'm
I
talking
mean,
about LeBron James and the Lakers
We
this
talk about the
season.
Pelicans, and you said the Pelicans gonna be led by Brandon Ingram to the past the not to
And
the championship in the
I'm
West.
telling
And
you, the
matter of fact,
Lakers are damn near
Matt,
incapable of
let me
winning
ask you
2
this
games in a
question:
row,
how
Vern.
far do you see the Pelicans going?
They're gonna lose in the first round.
You said they're gonna lose to the Lakers.
No, I didn't. The Lakers are gonna lose to the Pelicans in the play-in. The Pelicans are gonna lose in the first round. That's what I said. I told you the Lakers will not make the playoffs. Why we keep on arguing this?
Zion might be back by the playoffs, though. You don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if he's not, they're still gonna lose. So with him, I know damn well they are gonna lose.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with what he said? Even if Zion ain't back, they still gonna lose. Do you agree with that? You gonna put your money on that? Young man, I ain't talking about the one that just got through talking about the other young man that just made that
You're
statement.
talking about Quiz.
Yeah, Quiz.
Right.
Quiz. Hey, Quiz. You believe that? You believe that? You believe that, Quiz? You believe that? Quiz,
Well,
you hate the Lakers that much, bro. You hate the Lakers that much.
No. Hold on. See, first off, there's a few things that are important to know here. There's still how many more games? There's about 7, 8 more games left in the NBA season.
Yeah, and what's your point?
All right, my point is that the Western Conference race is entirely too close. The Lakers could be a
make the playoffs. Lakers gonna make the playoffs.
They could be a
Then when they
playoff
make
team.
the playoffs, then what
They could
gonna
not
do?
make the playoffs. We don't even know who's gonna. We don't even know any of that stuff right now. It's too close to call.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
I mean,
you're
confident about that. The Lakers right now, the Pelicans right now have a better record than the Lakers, but only by a half a game.
Hey, Quiz. Let me say this, Quiz. Let me say this. Hey, Quiz. Quiz. I be listening to you when you be talking to what's the Zen Master, because you already know what's game and stuff like that. You understand me? Yeah,
yes, sir.
Quiz, if you think the Lakers ain't gonna make the playoffs, you smoking the wrong stuff.
Dang on, bro. You got confident the Lakers gonna make the playoffs?
Yeah, man. Money talk.
The Lakers are struggling right now. The Lakers get plenty of help.
Hey, matter of fact, you got enough money, the calls can go your way. We've been knowing that about the NBA for a long time.
Yeah, but Uncle Vern,
I ain't trying to get off into what Zen Master be talking about. But
Uncle Vern,
if you think the Lakers ain't gonna play, if you think the Lakers ain't gonna make the playoffs, and they start playing like they supposed to, I think
Uncle
the calls
Vern
can go their way.
Uncle Vern, I've listened to you. I have to be serious. I have to be serious with you about this, right? First off, when the trade came in, I was still baffled at the trades that teams. There were teams who seemed to go out of their way to get out of being competitive, to help the Lakers even even be decent. And they've been able to win a little bit without LeBron. LeBron's back. The Lakers are not a team that I'm not as confident as you in Lakers in close games. If the Lakers playing a play in a one-game situation, I'm not confident the Lakers gonna beat any team in just a one-game series.
Let's keep on putting it like with LeBron and with AD. You got to keep it like that.
With LeBron and AD.
That's what we're talking about.
I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them with LeBron and AD. I'm not talking about them without. I'm talking about them with LeBron and AD.
Yeah. Well, no, it ain't gonna happen. They gonna win, Quiz. All they gonna do is win. With LeBron and AD, Quiz, they gonna win. All they need is some other guys behind them, and you already mentioned their names.
Here's the problem with the Lakers. I spoke about it before on the stream. The problem I have with the Lakers is the Lakers. When you have AD and LeBron, right? LeBron's closing the game. AD's closing the game. You definitely know that. The two of them in recent history, I'm talking about this season, the season before, they have listen, they do not stop. I'm speaking. Can I finish speaking?
Quiz, so you still young. Yeah,
can I finish speaking without you cutting me off for a second?
You see the hate?
They did all that, Quiz. They did all that.
This because you don't believe
I was
in
literally
LeBron.
in the middle of speaking and you cutting me off when you asked me what I thought.
You have to realize they did all that with what's his name, with Westbrook. That last 2 years, that experiment type thing, they thought they was gonna get something for nothing, and they turned around and got nothing. And it costed them. That was that Russell Westbrook experience, bro. Keep it like that.
Uncle Vern, I am not confident in the Lakers. The Lakers aren't even playing D'Angelo Russell at the end of games. Like my thing, we were just speaking about this. The Lakers, I like Austin Reeves and these other dudes. They're nice. The Lonnie Walkers. It's a nice thing that they've been able to do without LeBron. Sure, they put together these Herculean performances, but LeBron and AD are going to be on the court, and LeBron and AD aren't really the great defensive combo that they need to be trying to go somewhere in the playoffs. I'm just not confident in that team's ability in a one-game series where they may play a team like, look, a team that has lesser talent. Let's say they play the Oklahoma City Thunder, who if they make the play-in, they'd be ecstatic about that, right? In a one-game situation, you're going to have to go against Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. LeBron ain't staying in front of him.
Hey, can I say this right here? Okay, since you put it like, because you leave it like it's open. So I want to say this right here. Do go with that. What's the name? Go shut that down. What is the name? The blonde-haired guy from Germany, with the blonde spot in his head. He gonna shut that down because he know about
Schroeder.
You
think Schroeder's stopping? You think Schroeder's stopping? You smoking crazier stuff than the stuff that you accuse me of smoking.
Exactly. It's hilarious.
Hey. Look here, I'm gonna tell you something. It's just like I said before. Dude gonna shut that down. He gonna shut it down.
Schroeder?
Who?
Is he even playing? That's the whole thing about the
Lakers.
Who
you talking about? Who?
You said that. I said
say whatever, bro.
I said you that used to play out the OKC. Right now that's with the Lakers. He gonna shut that down because he already know about Shea Gilgeous, Crest, and all that. He gonna shut that down because he was the one that was running for OKC while he was out there. The young guy from Franklin, Germany.
Listen,
so what is his name?
Schroeder ain't even in the same.
Schroeder
ain't even in the same category as
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, like I said, he
not even remotely close.
That's all right. And then he ain't got to shut the backcourt down anyway. LeBron and God got that. That's already faded. The
backcourt, them dudes ain't scaring nobody. AD ain't don't be in the paint like that. And the Lakers have shown that they struggle against teams.
Okay, now where did Oklahoma City come from? Because first said that Pelicans was gonna play them in the first round, but we don't know. We don't know who.
We don't know who's gonna play. I'm just talking about the teams that are in the play-in situation right now.
Man, look here.
They're in 10th place, Vern. Stop saying playoffs. They're play-in.
Lakers with AD. Give them AD. Give them AD. Give LeBron AD. That's all you got to do. Give LeBron AD in the playoffs. Good.
Well, I give you an A for your optimism.
I'll tell you this. I wouldn't have given him an A for optimism last year because I seen who they had and what it wasn't working going in. It still wasn't going to be working going out.
What are they proving to you this year? The Lakers, if the Lakers didn't go on a little winning streak at the end when LeBron got
Hey,
injured,
you asked me
that was
And when you asked that question,
out of nowhere.
The question was, it had a question mark behind it. What were they proving to you this year? And the question is, they proved that they can make a big change, get rid of a bum. There was an obvious bum that was in their way in order to
this is how we talk about Russell Westbrook.
You asked
He a
me
bum.
He asked me a question, you didn't. So let me answer his question. Yes. And quiz, I said again, get rid of that bum, Russell Westbrook, that $45 million problem that you had and had courage enough and found the fool enough to take it and move on. So what they do, they move on with somebody experience, especially playoff experience. Them two young men that y'all only spoke about, y'all ain't speak about them other ones. But the three that I'm thinking about right now can lead them to a playoff along with LeBron James and who? That's a question, asshole. Answer it. LeBron James who?
Hypothetically, theoretically,
and
the
as a matter of fact,
hypothetically,
it was just 2 years ago when they just won.
Well, I mean,
so back to the
like,
rights. So, again, matter of fact, when LeBron James won a championship last year, when he won 2 years ago, what players did he have on the
Uncle Vern, when you speak, I listen to you. I let you speak and express yourself.
Ahead.
When I speak,
I got a lot to say.
You jump in, cut me off, and never even let me finish even one of the thoughts.
Go ahead, yo, man. I apologize.
And I have all respect to you because I know you're passionate. You know what I mean? We're all passionate sports. You're passionate. You believe in the Lakers. You want to, you know what I mean?
I'm old. I'm trying to get it out while I got it in my mind. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with.
That's one thing that you and LeBron got in common.
Positive in life, my brother. I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about positive things in life. I know how they go. I see how they is. I don't want you to get the wrong understanding. But you go ahead, though. Get the right understanding. Tell me the right understanding.
Speaking about old, all right. The issue that I've seen with the Lakers, right, and mind you, these other dudes ain't play with them. I just was speaking about D'Angelo Russell, right? A dude who's responsible for them winning a couple of those games when LeBron wasn't around. He needs to be playing. He's better than all of them other dudes. You traded for him, all right? He needs to be a part of what you're doing moving forward. That other dude that you guys got over there, hold on, let me finish. The other dude that you guys got over there, that Malik Beasley dude, that you guys desperately needed outside shooting, that dude ain't showed up in games. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. You're going to need him. You got LeBron back. You got AD. Those other two I mentioned, those two dudes need to be on the court. Then you can figure out who else you're going to play out there. But the problem that they're going to run into, all right, with the Lakers is when you get them to a half-court set, which they're going to need to play to win a game in a play-in or a playoff scenario, is the Lakers are not a good defensive team. They have not shown. It's the same problem that the damn Nets had last year when they went to the playoffs and they played against the Celtics and they couldn't stop Jaylen Brown nor Jason Tatum every game at the end of the game, nor Marcus Smart. The Lakers need to show that they can get these stops. And the reason why they seem like they do better without LeBron, because those other dudes are young and hungry dudes who are running around out there and do all of that stuff. When they're on the court all together at the same time, they have to figure out how to bring this together and gel cohesively. I think that D'Angelo Russell, if you can get the optimal D'Angelo Russell with your Malik Beasley doing what he's supposed to do, AD playing the way he's supposed to play, LeBron playing the way he's supposed to play, on paper they look like they could beat anybody. But they got to do it realistically. And, they just haven't shown me enough to make me believe that they can win. I mean, they have not been. They're under 500 right now as we speak, Uncle Vern.
Shout out Coffee to the world. You already know what it is. So Flight Sports TV, the hottest in the streets. Zoe, Jello, Mello will shock NBA 2024 and never bet against that. LeBall family is up. Let me tell the people something right now. I'm sitting on some Ball family content that will be unloaded by the end of this week. Let me tell you something. We're going back to what we do. Don't make no mistake about the situation. Ball family content lives here, and I got some shit that I can't wait to discuss with the people. I can't wait to get back to the basics. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports. We got endless shit for days. Shout out my man Coffee, man. You already know what it is. Rap God, Dex. Salute to everybody that's in the building right now, man. Uncle Vern and Quiz and Rico, we cooking tonight, man. What's good?
Go ahead, Rico. You could take it over, Rico.
Yeah.
We just having a little sparring match. We talking about these Lakers and they playoff hopes and where they gonna match up. That's all. But like Quiz said, there's other teams like OKC.
The Pelicans. Don't forget the Pelicans.
No, that's why I said other teams.
Pelicans
we
too.
spoke about the Pelicans primarily. We have the Pelicans, of course. Man.
The Mavericks might be a playing team.
Oh, the Mavericks gonna be a player. Mavericks ain't gonna be no playing team. They gonna be it.
They
got
the Mavericks. I don't know if you're paying attention, Uncle Vern, but the Mavericks are if the playoffs started right now, the Mavericks wouldn't make it to a play-in.
It's gonna make a difference. We ain't talking about right now. We talking about later. The game has changed.
Well, I'm trying to tell you something, Uncle Vern. Of all these teams that we spoke about, the Mavericks is in the worst trouble of anybody.
If you allow me to say something instead of you let you explain me, I can explain you a whole lot better than you can. My point is saying that is this. Lakers made changes. Those changes go pay off, young man. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Mavericks the Mavericks are on a big skid. They won. They
spent that money. They did the right thing. They gonna make it too, and they gonna get in acting fool. Go ahead.
Yeah, none of that stuff is guaranteed, Uncle Vern.
Oh, it's guaranteed they gonna act the fool. Ain't no guarantee they gonna win it.
The Mavericks need to freaking figure out how to get in the play-in right now. Seriously.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something about the Mavericks. You know, the Mavericks got a bum. They got a bum. They got that.
Here we go.
Mavericks, listen to me. The Mavericks got a bum. I'm gonna tell you something. The Clippers ain't gonna be able to mess with the Mavericks. Period. Because the fact that Clippers know they can't do nothing with dude.
The Clippers are in the playoffs right now. The Mavericks ain't.
This is where you interrupted because you don't get the whole picture. And let dude have dude too. Man, gone.
What part of the picture don't I get, Uncle Vern? Have you looked at the standings?
Bruh, the Clippers.
This is what I'm telling you. Uncle Vern, do this.
This is what I'm telling you. If it comes down to the Clippers and the Magic and the
Uncle Vern, do this before you say that ridiculous stuff you about to say. Go take a look at the standings and go take a look at the right side of the standings. Take a look at the right side of the standings.
Listen to me. George Paul and what's his name? George Paul and the other dude, the sixth man, the other year dude.
Paul George ain't even playing right now.
Yeah. The sixth man of the year dude.
Yeah. Paul George ain't even playing right now. And what you need to do is you need to take a look at those standings. My math.
I go back and read again.
Hold on, listen to me. I'm just making a suggestion here to help you out. If you look in the right column in the standings, right next to where they have their listing of where they are in the standings, it'll show you their performance in the last 10 games. The Mavericks are in terrible shape right now.
Put money on it. They're gonna make the playoffs. Put money on it. $5. They number $5 bet. I give to you through Flay. Don't make a difference.
Listen, man. It's not about a bet.
Well, it ain't about.
It's not about a bet. It's not about money and all that stuff. All that stuff is all deflectory. I don't really. I'm not that invested in that. In the Mavericks or the Lakers.
What about KD? We talking about the West. What about the Suns out there?
The Suns gonna make the playoffs.
Oh, you already know that, right?
Suns are safe.
Oh, you already see the schedule, right?
You can look at the schedule. You can take a look at what
obvious?
teams have done against each other and stuff like that. Like, there's a bunch of things you can look at, but real talk, the Mavericks aren't in good shape right now at all. The Mavericks are in desperation.
Not of winning the championship, but making the playoffs. I never said they're going to win the championship.
Yeah, well, you got to make the. First off, you got to make the play.
Bro, you know they got Kyrie Irving on their team. You think they're them bad?
How's that helping them? They've had Kyrie Irving. Kyrie and Luka are 3-8. 3-9 or something like that. What 4-9?
Is 3-1.
Something ridiculous. Those dudes are playing. Those dudes are not winning together right now as we speak. In fact, they went from being 6. They went from being 6 seed to what are they like 12th now?
Hey, Quiz, when is it next month? That when is it over with? As far as when they gonna be counting out?
I think it's like another 2 weeks left in the regular season.
I bet. I love you, boy. I'm gonna tell you, boy. I love you, man. God give me the will. I'm tell you, I'm gonna holler back at you about that one. You heard me?
All right, bet. We can do it. I mean, listen, I'm rooting for the Mavericks. I hope they do make it.
Ain't about who you putting your money on. Ain't about who you rooting for. You can root for the world.
Listen, man. I mean, look, I'm not here to do Las Vegas stuff or whatever. all of that stuff is
No, that
cool.
ain't
If
what
you
I'm
really
talking
need
about.
$5, I'll give you $5,
No.
Uncle Vern.
It's what
If it's
you.
that desperate,
It's
you
what.
need me to put 5 on your
It's
40.
what
I'll give you
stand-
5 on your
if
40
you
just to
stand.
give it to
If
you.
you stand behind, look here. I'm gonna tell you something. Look here. I'm not arguing with you about that because, like, I just argued with the young man about the Pelican thing, and I ain't gotta argue with you about the Oklahoma City thing. Oklahoma City ain't been winning nothing, and I know you ain't been putting nothing on them. So you ain't got to explain that to me because you like Oklahoma City against the Lakers. And I see that's just one of the ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. And if you take that, you ain't been putting no money on it because Oklahoma City ain't been winning money like that. They ain't
Yeah.
games
So,
like that.
so if you were listening clearly, then you would understand it. I did
Oh,
not say I like Oklahoma City over the Lakers. I said I don't trust the Lakers in beating teams. I said I don't trust the Lakers to beat OKC. I don't trust the Lakers to beat any of these playing teams in a one-game situation. They just have not been playing that great. I mean, they've been playing a little bit better. I'm going to give them that. But when it comes down to it, they're going to play teams that are as hungry as they are. And in a situation where they need to win one game, even though I like what the Lakers put together with their thing, they got to go out there and win, period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They shouldn't even be a playing team. They should be a solidified playoff team. That's what they should be.
Hey, let me ask you this thing, right, since you put it like that, while I'm thinking about it. Hey, do you like their chances better now, or didn't they when they had right now, or didn't when they had? Did you like their chances better when they had Russell Westbrook?
No, I like their chances way better now. Absolutely,
okay. Right.
This is a much better team, and this is actually a playoff caliber roster.
I want to say you was biased, or whatever they call it.
Man, Uncle Vern, man, I'm a realist. You know what I mean? I don't have a grudge against the Lakers. It's just ridiculous to me, though. I can't lie to myself about what I'm seeing and what the reality of how severe of a situation that any team is in.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I like Luka and are you kidding me? Listen, I don't even have a particular team. I root for Luka and Kyrie Irving. But me rooting for them and wanting them to win and them actually doing it, two totally different things.
Hey, believe it, quiet as kept, they can win the championship, but they can come up out of the
they can't win a championship. I already can tell you that they can't win a championship right now.
Listen to me, young man.
Not
they
this
come
year.
up out of the West. If you think Kyrie over there gonna be wasting his time and sitting on the bench just watching Lucas shoot, you crazy as heck. Uncle Vern.
Let's have a real conversation.
Hey,
Kyrie Irving was in the playoffs last year, Uncle Vern, right? Remember that?
Hey, look here. Kyrie was up.
He scored 11 points in 2 games. Do I need to remind you of that? So please, don't tell me just because they have Kyrie, they're going to win. Kyrie and Luka have been losing together. They don't got no defense. Who they stopping? Who's scared to play the Mavericks? Go take a look. The Mavericks, just got their ass bust. The Mavericks just got their ass bust twice in a row to the Charlotte Hornets without nobody.
Who playing?
They got bust. It was getting bust by 20 to the Charlotte Hornets with nobody.
Out of 29 or 30.
And a desperation must-win game every game for the Mavericks is a must-win game, Uncle Vern. Am I lying, Rico?
Out of 30 some odd teams, what team in the NBA played defense?
Nope.
I'll tell you one that don't.
I mean, who?
Well, I'm gonna tell you who definitely do play defense. I just got finished speaking about the Memphis Grizzlies play defense.
Man, go on with that job. Go on, man. Go on, kill it, man. Kill it.
The Memphis Grizzlies got more than this job.
Dylan Brooks, talk to your boy. Brooks is bomb, baby.
Listen, Jared Jackson, who I think is
real life. Quiz. You mentioned Brooks. In real life, he a bomb for real though. He's scared.
But Jared Jackson is.
In the playoffs, it's hard to play.
Jared Jackson is my candidate for defensive player of the year.
This is why y'all argue the point. But y'all really don't get the point. We talk about the playoffs. In the playoffs, you step your game up. In the playoffs,
that team just been there. In
the playoffs, if you ain't got game to step up, you can't step it up.
Uncle Vern, here's the reality about the Grizzlies.
Right.
Even when they've had any player down, John Moran has not played. He was out for extended periods last year and this year. And the Grizzlies don't fall apart. Why are they so competitive? They got dudes who show up and play every night.
He's still getting paid. And then when
the Grizzlies got more than just John Morant. You stuck on John Morant. The Grizzlies have a good ass team.
Listen to me. Understand this, young man.
You asked the question about defense. You don't think the Grizzlies play defense?
Due to his contract, due to everything else. You asked the question. Here go the answer to that John Morant thing. Look, due to his contract, there's a lot of players out right now that's still getting paid due to their contract. It's written in. Either they gonna get paid for that reason or they don't for that reason.
Uncle Vern, you said who in the West plays defense? I said the Memphis Grizzlies. Why are you talking about John Morant?
Goddamn. What John Morant start playing defense? What John
You
Morant
switched the
start playing
goalpost
defense?
quick.
What John
Look,
Morant start playing defense, bro?
Let me share something with you.
And you said
just last night.
And you
Just
said
last
Brooks.
night. Hold on,
And
Uncle
I
Vern.
told you
Just
Brooks
last
is a
night.
bomb,
Just last
and you
night, when we're
agree.
talking about playing defense. Just last night, my man Jared Jackson Jr. had what 5 or 6 blocks.
There you go. Yeah, I like
He
him.
had 4
You
steals.
got one right there.
You tell me who else you see putting up lines like that. Not to mention the dude been dropping damn near 30 while John Morant's been on the bench. And then they got Dylan Brooks, they got Luke Kennard, they have you know what I mean? They have my man
Joe.
Desmond Bain. Them dudes come out and play every night. Consistently.
So, all right.
Got the best backup point guard in the NBA.
Come on, man. The Grizzlies play defense.
You
asked who played defense. I gave you an answer.
Would you put money on them winning?
Winning against who?
Against the Lakers?
Matter of fact, would you put money on them winning the championship?
No.
I don't know if I put money on them winning the championship, but right now, to me, I was just thinking about this just this week because the West is so interesting. I like the Grizzlies. I like the Grizzlies better than any team in the West to come out of it right now as we speak. Now, there's a couple of things that could change. Like if Zion comes back for the Pelicans, I'm not sure if the Pelicans can get out the West, but I definitely know that they'll be a more competitive team. The Lakers, hypothetically, if they could play, if AD can stay healthy and him and LeBron could figure out how to, to close out close games, which I think is a pretty long shot. Maybe they might be able to come out the West. I think that I'm not convinced that the Denver Nuggets could come out the West.
They're going to come out. Denver Nuggets coming up out of there. They're going to put on a show.
Yeah, I mean, the Denver Nuggets they still lack something to be desired to me as far as.
Hey, why do you say that? What, due to their record?
No, one, I have never liked the Nuggets as far as their style of play. 1, 2, I don't like the Denver Nuggets.
What's wrong?
And 3, I pointed out something. Your boy Coffee to the World is out there. He used to train a gentleman by the name of Will Barton. I like Will Barton because Will Barton brings defense and he brings intensity every game. That's a really good player. I think that was a major loss for them because they are not going to make up for him. Reggie Jackson ain't no Will Barton, and I like Reggie Jackson. And Reggie Jackson,
I adore Will Barton.
I don't see. Listen, Aaron, what's my man? The slam dunk dude over there, Aaron, whatever his name is.
Aaron Gordon, man. I mean, you really trust him? I don't know. Like honestly, I don't have faith. I don't have faith in the Nuggets. I don't have faith in the Nuggets coming out the West. I never have in years previous. They have to prove to me that they can come out the West. I think they're a good team, but are they a team that's a championship team in the West? I don't know.
No, they're not doing stuff. They're not bringing the right players. They think with the wrong players.
And they don't have enough deep. Like I believe that. Like, look, I'm very simplistic and consistent in my beliefs. You got defense wins championships. Teams that cannot defend when it comes down to playing half court basketball probably going to struggle. One of the reasons why the Warriors were able to go to those championships is because the Warriors play defense. The Warriors are not the Warriors that they were in previous years. The Warriors are terrible on the road this year. They're desperately missing Andrew Wiggins.
Hey, whoa. Let me ask you the quiz. Let me ask
What's
you
up?
the quiz. You already picked your team down. You had picked it down without even saying it. You said Phoenix would have come and winning the whole thing. You see Phoenix coming out of the West.
I have questions about Phoenix also. I have questions about Phoenix's defense, and I have questions about Phoenix's depth. And mind you, I don't even know if KD's back yet. He should be back soon, but they still got to put together a bunch of chemistry themselves. I'm not in love with Phoenix defensively. Offensively, they're beastly offensively when you look at Devin Booker and KD, but they got to prove it. I don't know if and I mean, they've only been playing together for a very short period of time. They're explosive offensively. Defensively, I don't know. Depends on the matchup that they run across. I mean, I think that the Suns are a very good team.
Well, the matchup. Whoa. Let me put it like this. Let me put the matchup to you because I'm listening to everything you said. The matchup is going to be the Bucks. I'm sorry, the Bucks, and Phoenix Suns. Again, you've seen that picture before, right? You see how that turned out. Why you think it ain't gonna turn out the same way now?
The Bulls and the Bucks won't be playing in the playoffs, though.
I didn't say the Bulls, bro. I said the Bucks and the Phoenix Suns coming up out of there for the championship. We saw.
Oh, you think that? Oh, all right.
We
You
saw
got
that picture before, but that picture wasn't with AD. Why you don't think that picture ain't gonna turn around now? Unless you're gonna count the Bucks out, you know they coming out of the East. Any smart person with a brain would know that.
I mean, I feel you. I mean, I like the Bucks
So
too.
now against AD this time?
Bucks against AD with the Lakers.
No,
Or
AD
KD.
ain't playing with no Lakers, fool. I mean, not AD.
KD.
KD, the Suns. I mean, I'm not
KD.
convinced. I mean, I think it makes sense to say that the Bucks are coming out the East. Sure, it makes sense. They still got to go out there and win the games. I have more faith in the Bucks coming out the East though than I got the Suns coming out the West.
Stick with that category. And I'm saying now, you know who's gonna be coming to the West. No, we're the West, right?
Yeah. So if you're saying if it's the Bucks
who do
versus
you
the
see
Suns,
coming out of the West? Tell me who you see coming out of the West if they defeat. I mean the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that the Suns.
Oh, that's right, Golden State. You just spoke up on Golden State.
No, I'm not. I just told you I have
30
Rico.
seconds ago
Am I not speaking clearly, Rico?
No, I don't understand what you said.
I hear you. Vern just don't want you to believe.
I think it's because maybe Uncle Vern,
I need you to get to the point.
Here's the point. I have questions about every team in the West. I have questions about every team in the West in the playoff picture. The team I feel strongest about, the team, I'm going to make it clear again, the team I feel strongest about in the West right now is the Memphis Grizzlies. Period.
Is what now? Say it again.
I said the team I feel strongest about in the West, and this will be a shock to you, is the Memphis Grizzlies. Why? Because the Grizzlies are a battle-tested team, even though they're young, and I have questions about their youth, but they've been there, and they play defense consistently.
Why?
The rest of them teams, the rest of them other teams out there,
I understand that. You said this is the third time you said that, brother. No, the second time. I heard you the first time when you said about the Grizzlies, and then you said about their youth. I mean, you got questions about their youth. What kind of questions you got?
Well, the only question is that is there a young team, but they are battle tested. They play good.
I mean, everybody in battle
man
tested. Even
no, that's
the
not
Houston
true.
Rockets
That's
are
not
battle
true.
tested.
The Rockets ain't battle tested. Rockets ain't even been to the playoffs. When's the last time you seen the Rockets in the playoffs? Come on, let's be serious.
Hey, John, we're talking about John Moran right now. He battling something else.
Yeah, I know, but John Moran ain't the only player on the Grizzlies. That's the whole thing where maybe
He's the only one getting
twisted.
He's the only one getting it in. Don't get it twisted. Bro.
You tripping? You tripping?
Fact,
listen, if you go look at this week, if you go look at the past week for the Grizzlies, listen. John Morant was out with that suspension. How many games was he suspended, Rico?
Okay, go to a play.
Right?
Go to
he was
playoff.
out for like he was just out for like 7 games.
Go in the playoffs. Go in the playoffs thinking like
that. That was out for like 7 games.
Go in the playoffs thinking like that because this is what's going to happen.
Uncle Vern, this past week. No, you just said something that's ridiculous. I'm going to show you what's ridiculous. You said John Morant is the only player on the Memphis Grizzlies who gets it in. Didn't he just say that, Rico?
Yeah, he is.
Just this past week, Luke Kennard had a 10 3-point game for 30 points with their leading scorer.
Who is
Just this past week, Jared Jackson Jr. had a 30-point game.
Okay, I know who he is.
All right, yeah. Those dudes have both scored more points than John Morant for that team this week. He's not the only person getting in on that team. So stop lying to yourself.
Remind you that Jared Jackson Jr. ain't gonna be he ain't no scorer like that. He's good at everything else. He ain't no scorer to get it in like that. And that dude,
I mean, you go take a look at the last few box scores and tell me what he is.
I can't fucking tell the way he scored.
Man, Rico, Uncle Vern, you clearly, your biasness is showing. You can go take a look at past box scores. That dude can score. So can Desmond Bain.
Which one?
Listen, I just mentioned 3 players who've led that team in scoring that are not named John Morant.
He don't get points like that to make up for anything else. He don't get points like that, bro.
They have a solid backup
He ain't
point
that
guard.
kind
When
of scorer,
Tyus
bro.
Jones was playing while John Morant was
Now
on
we
the
talking
suspension,
Tyus Jones.
that dude was averaging like 11 assists a game. I know. I got him on my fantasy
I
squad.
told you,
Well, I
Tyus
remember
Jones
Tyus
is the
Jones
best
was playing
backup
for the
point guard in
Bulls.
the
I
NBA.
remember him. Yes, I remember
Man,
him.
that team is good. They're deep. They didn't have Steven Adams out there.
All right, bro. I'm glad you. Okay, you said Memphis. Memphis and who else?
No, I mean, I think that Memphis. The reason I like Memphis is because they're consistent and they have defense. Now, the only question with them is like we saw what happened with John Moran in their youth, but hopefully they take it as a learning lesson. They don't fold up. They didn't come with a whole bunch of pointing fingers and saying crazy things internally. I think the Memphis Grizzlies are a strong team and a formidable opponent for anybody in the West. Period. I think that then after that, I mean, there's a bunch of teams out there that I think are good who may even be better than them. But like the Suns, I'm questioning about their defense. The Warriors, can you turn it around and start being able to win on the road? They haven't proven that. You know what I mean? So like, I think that there's other teams out there. Sure, I mean, that sounds good, but when we know they're gonna have to play these games. Even your Lakers got a good team on paper. I mean, D'Angelo Russell comes out, and I mean, like, they've had a game from my man Beasley. He's dropped like a 28-point game over there with multiple threes. I mean, those guys are dangerous if they can put it together, but they got to actually do it. So the West is still a toss-up to me. Period. And of course, I mean, the Nuggets got the best record in the West. I just have never really believed in the Nuggets as far as being able to come out the West. But think about them in a matchup. Somebody got a matchup with that guy, Joker. But I still think they could be beat.
Yep, I know they can. In the
I think
playoff
the Lakers potentially could even beat the Nuggets.
Concentrate on that one man. Always in the playoff series, you can always put attention to that one man. That's the main man.
See, the reason I don't believe in the Nuggets is because I don't believe in their defense. I've watched Joker. He's soft defensively. You know what I mean? And sometimes he can even be soft offensively.
And you can't count on what's his name? The other dude. What's his name? The guard. Not the guard.
Oh, Jamal Murray.
Murray. You can't count on him all the time.
He's healthy now. He's healthy now. So
yeah, if he's healthy, he gonna go.
But I think they lost a lot of their identity. Like I said, I think Will Barton was important, and I don't think that they have anybody. Like, you need some dogs on your team. That's one thing about like
you don't think what's the name dude that the light skinned tall with about the 6'10" dude? You don't think he
Aaron Gordon?
No, that Gordon
balling. Yes, Michael Porter Jr. is balling.
Yeah, what's his
no,
name?
I like Michael Porter Jr. He's a young player, so he's like he's still a young player. Like, he still has a lot to be proven. But I don't know him as a defensive dude. I mean, now mind you, I think that you're right though, Rico. He's a good player. It's just like I don't necessarily believe, like, he's been playing with them. I mean, he's healthy now. He's playing with them. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted. But it ain't really about the offense to me with that team. It's about, you know what I mean, like, their ability to stop a team that's coming at them, going hard and trying to win a series. For example, when they play against, they're gonna have to play against a team that's hungry. Like, it ain't gonna be easy to win. They might end up playing against a team like the Suns. They might end up playing a team like the Grizzlies. They might end up playing a team like the Warriors. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna have to do something defensively. It ain't just gonna be the buckets they put up. Teams ain't just gonna let you just score on them. You know what I mean? At least not a championship team.
Yeah, you're right. I got you.
Like, like for championship, like, I don't care what anybody says. The defense in the NBA ain't the same as what it is. But if you want to win a championship, there's a saying: defense wins championships. The reason they say that is because if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to get stops.
You got to get stops. Yeah, you ain't quit. You ain't lying, but I'm telling you, got to get stops, man, because you got to be able to stop somebody, especially down there. Not to get it all the time, at least get it once or twice. Especially when it comes down to the end times, you want to keep it close, especially when it's close.
Right, and the reason is because in the playoffs you're gonna be playing half-court basketball, right or wrong, Uncle Vern? You've been watching this for a long time. You're gonna play half-court.
There you go. In the playoffs, they break it down. They're gonna be half-court. They're gonna be.
You ain't just gonna be running up and down the court free and willy-nilly. You're gonna have to run half-court sets. Yep. It ain't like people gonna be surprised about what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be about your execution.
Right. And that's what I meant. That's what I meant by when I said playoffs is a whole different breed, so different animal. And you got to be able to know in the playoffs how to play it during the playoffs too, because like I said.
So that's the reason why I like.
And see, that's my point. That's my point too. Let me get to a wild minute, please, because it's like I said before. The to a certain extent, the Lakers been playoff tested because they went through adversity and all other stuff, and then they had a chance right now. They got some leaders, 2 leaders. If AD buy in, because LeBron ain't got no reason but to do but buy in because his money is on stake. Yeah. AD money really, he still playing with house money. LeBron ain't playing with house money, big. His money is on stake. What I mean by that's his name. AD can say, well, look at it. If you ain't going to win this time because he got an attitude, well, then he can go to the Bulls, Miami, Miami, and anybody else have it. But it still don't make a difference, though. If he sits there and play that, act like he got some sense like he did 2 years ago, he get another championship. So that way he have to buy in. I'm thinking, if anything that the Lakers ain't going to see that, it's because of the fact that AD ain't buying in. I think AD buying in right now with that. What you think?
Like I said, I like them. The only question I have with the Lakers is the Lakers that won in the bubble. This ain't the last 2 years ain't been that same team.
This ain't the bubble, baby.
Exactly. It's 2 years later, and the Lakers have not been a strong team that's been able to really like AD. Ain't the AD from
Quiz, I know I asked you a question. I do want to hear your answer, but see, I want to intervene too because you just said something. Look here, they did it down to a certain extent because you went back to it at first to make your point about what you said at first. For the last year and a half and everything else, they be doing jack. You right, but for the last year and a half, they had a problem. They had an elephant in the room, but they got rid of the elephant.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that I didn't like Vogel coaching. I think that but now Darvin Ham isn't really a super experienced coach either, but he has coached on that. This is his first time as a head coach, but he was an assistant coach with that Bucks team. The
elephant wasn't Darvin Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So now, who you think the elephant was?
Oh, you're gonna talk about Russell Westbrook is the reason why the Lakers was trash.
Like he just a passive conversation about this whole.
Well, listen, there's something that happened, right? I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, they hired his ass.
No, listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Russell Westbrook thing. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you because nobody likes to hear the truth, right?
Yeah.
The problem that they had with bringing Russell Westbrook over there, the big problem that they had with that, and the reason why they weren't able to, clearly it wasn't going to help them defensively because. Not just Russell Westbrook, but LeBron. Those 2 dudes are turnover freaking leaders. They turn the ball over a lot, and you just saw it. It's just like what you saw with the Celtics last year when you at the end of a basketball game and you got Jaylen Brown and you got Jason Tatum and they're taking turns turning the ball over. It's hard to win a basketball game when you're turning the ball over in critical situations. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you make it harder on yourself. So that chemistry was just a bad, unforeseen thing that people saw from the beginning. You can live with LeBron turning the ball over, but you can't live with LeBron turning the ball over and Russ turning the ball over and, you know what I mean, the whatever liabilities that came with it. But it's not just because of Russ. I mean, aside from that, you also have to protect the rim and stuff like that. So, I mean, the Lakers, I still feel as though the Lakers are a good team. I don't feel as though the Lakers are trash. I don't got an animosity or grudge against them. My thing is, show me the money. You got to be better than a 500 team. And it ain't like you ain't got players over there in LA. But
well, it ain't like they just got rid of the problem too. They just got rid of the problem last week.
I think the Lakers are still going to build a stronger team because I think the team that they have right now, at least they know that Austin Reeves is worth something, which the Lakers haven't had a problem with finding young players and, kind of like developing them or bringing them up on their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The problem with them is when it gets to the playoffs, this is the only problem that I see for them, Uncle Vern. You got to remember, there's only 5 people who could be on the court at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And AD and LeBron are the centerpieces. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't want them to. That's scary. Well, you said the right.
You got to play those 2. Like, you can guarantee those 2 are going to be on the court at the end of the game, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about all that other stuff running up and down the court. I'm worried about, the half-court game with them in the last 3 minutes of a basketball game when shit is real, right? So it's either going to be, I don't see how the Lakers can advance without D'Angelo Russell being a big part of what they're doing. And he hasn't had much experience playing with those 2 dudes.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Be honest with you, that's a good thing to a certain extent because he's coming in right now at this time. It's like about 12, 13 more games before the playoffs start?
I don't even think it's that many. I think it's only like, about 7 or 8.
Okay, so he coming in at the right time because he
The
coming in
thing
to do
about
that.
D'Angelo Russell, though, D'Angelo Russell's a great player.
Understand this. Understand this. What they need to be doing right now is when the games be able to get into the playoffs because they started low
Facts.
level. You understand me? And it ain't about a D'Angelo Russell thing about fitting him in and give him more minutes because somebody ain't happy. You understand me? It's about getting what's the name? Cohesiveness, knowing about what's going on with you, with the players you have that's available. That goes through basketball. We both know that. So it ain't like D'Angelo Russell is just being sacrificed or anything like that. Because I know in the playoffs come, he gonna be he had to step his game up too, and he already been there and done that. He wasn't very successful at it with the teams he played with. But
Well,
he know he
Russell,
got
D'Angelo Russell has his ups and he has his downs, but
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell is a very talented player.
Hey, but Chris, my point about the whole thing on that is right there about him and his game and everything. I'm always aware of his game. My point is this: you already know when they went during the playoffs, the coaching staff, that's what they do. Their main thing is to cut that roster down. So
Absolutely.
many players are going to be playing.
Yep.
You don't think you
Exactly.
sound like you don't think that D'Angelo Russell is going to be playing very much or be playing.
No, I think so. I think he needs to. I said I'm gonna say it again. He needs to. They need him. I like the Austin Reeves thing, but the difference maker is gonna be you need D'Angelo Russell. He's got to be able to play with LeBron and AD. They got to they're closing, like you said. You just said everything. Like I said, there's only 5 players going to be on the court in the last 3 minutes of the basketball game.
Right.
I like Austin Reeves coming in, you know what I mean, bringing whatever he's going to bring at certain points.
Right.
But really, I think that, you really need D'Angelo Russell's a great playmaker. You got Schroeder, who's going to be a backup. You got AD, you got LeBron. It's like those two dudes, it's still going to be basically the Lakers, with those dudes. Now, and aside from that, you know what I mean, you're going to need some stops. I mean, I really like Austin Reeves, but they bought D'Angelo. Like, D'Angelo been in this league. He's, like you said, he's battle tested.
D'Angelo Russell, he's an offensive player. Stop getting confused. He's an offensive player. You can beat him on the first step. Stop it.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. The Lakers, what I'm saying is the Lakers aren't really a super strong defensive team. When you have LeBron and AD,
the Lakers ain't only D'Angelo Russell, so why you get it twisted?
Well, I'm not saying that the Lakers are only D'Angelo Russell, but I'm saying that D'Angelo Russell is going to probably be part of their closing roster, and he would need to be. I mean, that's pretty much what I'm sure they're going to do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, they go. I don't understand what you mean. Your concern.
I mean, who else is going to be on the court? You got him.
The Lakers is. I don't understand what your concern with the Lakers and
LeBron. So AD is going to be either center or power forward, probably center.
Yeah.
LeBron's going to be your small forward, right?
Okay.
D'Angelo's probably going to be your point guard, right? You're going to have probably Austin Reeves is probably like your 2 guard.
Yeah.
More likely than not, the way he's been playing, I would figure that's probably
what about that other guy? That boy was
Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley.
Not Beasley, but the other one. What's his name? The one that play what? San Antonio?
Yeah, I think they could play him too. I like him a lot.
Well, matter of fact, I think they're gonna play him a whole lot.
I like that kid. You're talking about the Vanderbilt.
Can I say this, please?
Mm-hmm.
I know who
talking
you like.
about Lonnie Walker.
I want you to like some more.
Oh, Lonnie Walker?
Yeah, Lonnie Walker.
Thank
you.
I like both
hey, Rico. Rico, look at Rico. I ain't about past you. I'm still dealing with dude right now. I can always get back at you, Rico. But listen to me. Quiz.
That wasn't Rico.
Like I said, there's more people right now that you've been mentioning that you thinking about that you ain't even named yet, bro. That's on that team that's gonna play with them peoples. They got rid of that elephant in the room, and they still got AG and LBJ.
I mean, all of that sounds good, man. We heard all that.
There you go with that old sound. It looked good too. Not even 2 years. It looked good not even 2 years ago. Yeah.
All that one Russell Westbrook talk though.
Go ahead, Rico. I'm sorry, Rico. Go ahead.
We can't put it all on Russell Westbrook. That wasn't all his fault.
Exactly.
I say LeBron takes some of the blame too, and
you turn the ball over too. Stop acting like LeBron turned the rock over.
I mean, it's not only about that, but LeBron James wouldn't allow Russell Westbrook to play his game. You know, it just wasn't a good fit. They basically lied to him.
Hey, this
And
Rico, right?
nah, this is unstoppable.
Hey, Unstoppable, what's up? I knew I
What's
changed. I
up?
knew I heard the change in the voice. What's up, Unstoppable? Hey,
What's up
Unstoppable,
with
this though. I don't want to bash on your boy Russell, but man, but he was a problem with them dudes, man. But that's not neither here nor there because he's gone now, so we ain't got to speak on the dead. We gonna speak positive about what's going on out there. We talk about with the Lakers and what's going on with them.
I
Uh,
mean,
hey, Unstoppable. This is my question to you, Unstoppable. What do you think of their chances of making the playoffs are?
they would. I think they might make it regardless. I think the only way I could see them not making it is if LeBron James don't take a back seat and let AD take
He
over.
do that, and you know he don't do that. You know every time in the
It-
playoffs, you know what he do, man. You know he take care of
well, I'm talking. Well, you said to make the playoffs. I think that's the
it.
only
Right.
way that could really stop them from making it if he
He
try to be the hero.
he don't
You
do
know what
that.
I'm saying?
Right.
Huh?
He don't do that. If he try to be the hero, it'd be what at the end of the game type thing. He take the last shot instead of AD take the last shot. Like that's what you talking about. I
Well,
understand.
what I'm saying is this: they done showed you what they can do basically without LeBron
Right.
since he been hurt.
Right. That's without.
So
Right.
LeBron got to come back and just take a back seat
Fit in, where he get in.
and fit in. Right. This is what we see. If he just, or some folks say he just, good basketball player, everybody fit in with him. Okay,
Uh,
then you smart. You got to fit in with your team because they was doing they thing without you. So
hey,
imagine if you just if you just come up in there, fit in, and let them continue doing what they doing, and you just do what you got to do, and then they can take the team far. But
I'll stop.
if he go come in and mess up the chemistry, they might not make it.
See, unstoppable. Here's the chemistry. To stop being, don't be ridiculous. Unstoppable. You know, here's the chemistry, right? But we ain't going past that. But no, we okay. You said their chance of getting into it
I
depends on
mean,
LeBron. Unstoppable. Their chances of getting into it depends on LeBron. Him coming in acting like he got some sense and know how to play. We talking about LeBron James. Unstoppable.
again, they done showed you. You done seen what's happening when he's playing, and
Wes,
you
we
done
ain't talking
seen, and
about
you
what
done
Russell
hold on,
We
and you
talking
done
about
seen,
LeBron
and
James
you done
coming
seen.
to the bench.
Listen, you asked me a question. Let me answer.
Okay, go ahead. Go okay.
And you done seen what they can do when he ain't playing. What I'm saying is, bro, don't come up in here and mess it up
I mean,
because
when he hurt, what you mean when he ain't playing? When he hurt?
when he was hurt, excuse me, when he was gone, when
Oh
he was
man, okay,
down,
get it
they
right.
was.
'Cause we ain't talking. Come on now, stop it.
We got to talk about that because you seen the big change. What
But first
happened
of
when he
all,
went down?
wait. Well, let me put it like this. Let me put it like this. All when it comes down to that hurt stuff, they all hurt because they're ailing and hurting somewhere. But at least they got 80%. What they say? Can
How
you play
many
80%?
games he
Yeah.
been gone?
What would the let me ask you this. Bro. When you go to the doctor say, okay, what the pain is? It's in my arm, doc. How would you rate the pain? I rated it at 80%. It's hurting that bad. But you ain't gonna tell no coach that when you get in and you in the playoffs, my pain is at 80%. 80%, you can't play.
Well,
No, but I can play at
you risk.
80% because I got 80% in me. So that little 20% ain't nothing. Am I right or wrong? Am I
You right in some of the
right?
stuff
It
you
ain't the
said.
stuff.
You wrong
All this
in some of
get
it
out there. You
also.
can play. You
He
can't
like
play.
you. That's not what he was saying.
You would think, but first of all, you would think that if you hurt, you hurt. Now, if you hurt, you can't play.
But like I said
Okay,
again,
that's he wasn't debating that, bro. I think what he's
No, but my point is this: the only reason that man ain't gonna do good because he ain't got it, because he got it in him. He just hurt. He can't do it.
so
So if
he got to
if
no.
the
fall
hurtness
back.
ain't stopping him, that's my point. If the hurtness ain't stopping him, what you think he gonna do? 9 times out of 10, he gonna do what? Like
I
he been
mean,
doing. Yeah,
again,
because it's proven point. He got a record
you
of
you
doing this.
seen what they was doing when he was not playing, right?
That wasn't 2 years ago.
Again, we talking about it now. We see what they doing since he's been sitting out these games,
Since
right?
Russell Westbrook.
No,
That's my point.
I mean, baby, kind of getting their head cracked. You know, shoot.
Bro, I'm talking about making the we already got them pegged to make
Okay,
the
but I'm saying
playoffs.
you gonna
Man,
We
blame
got
one,
them
you got to
pegged to
blame the
making the
other, bro. You
playoffs.
got to give equal
Uncle
blame.
Vern swear Russell Westbrook, like just getting rid of him automatically make this team
You,
go to the
you know,
championship.
Pegged,
they
yeah,
Listen to
was
him.
they
pegged,
was
That's a
yeah.
they
fact,
I don't
bro.
know why they didn't do it a long time ago. I don't know why it took
they wasn't even
a year and
500
6
when
months.
he
I
left,
don't know
bro.
why it took them a year and
They
6
didn't
months.
even hit 500 when he left.
It was at 500, but and Russell Westbrook played every game too, didn't he? He earned
Again,
every
bro,
penny. Ain't
if you
nobody
gonna give
arguing.
blame, you got to give equal blame. All that wasn't his fault.
And matter of fact, and what was his numbers again?
Not LeBron's fault.
And what
You
was his?
said,
Wait, hold on. His fault is about his numbers. If he wasn't getting his numbers, LeBron wasn't stopping him from getting his numbers.
I
What was
mean,
his numbers? Let's
I
read. As a matter of fact, since y'all sitting behind talking about these numbers, let's talk numbers. What was Westbrook numbers again? Besides that 45 million?
No, his
That's
average
what I'm
was like
talking
a
about.
was
what is he
like
talking about?
15 and
What you
Bro,
7
bro,
asking?
or
what
some
was
shit
this
like that.
contract? Well, hey,
I don't I
unstoppable.
don't I don't know what his contract
Russ,
was.
hey, unstoppable. Can I
I'm
say this?
telling you, I don't know. You asked me your question, I'm answering. I don't know
My
what his
question
contract
is
was
this: what was Russell Westbrook's stats?
before he came to the Lakers.
He
Are
wasn't
you
shit.
asking?
He wasn't doing all that before he came to the Lakers. Before that even not even important.
When he
I'm
still
talking about
averaging a
what
triple
was his
double
stats
before he came
when
to
he
the
was
Lakers?
with the Lakers, playing with the Lakers, not before with
Obviously
the
his
Lakers.
stats wasn't that bad. I mean, was
It
bad. It
wasn't that
wasn't
good
that
neither,
good.
bro. What
No,
about
no, 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 no,
okay?
no, no. I'm not
Somebody
saying it
may
wasn't that
mention
good.
about the turnovers and all that old crazy stuff. But you can't have two turnover artists if Russell
But
Westbrook
it's
go turn the
still,
ball
like I
over.
said, but
But
you
we
just
already
can't.
know he had a
You
lot of
just let me ask
turnovers,
you
so
this:
we ain't got to go there.
when they traded Russell Westbrook, did the team do better from jump? They was still getting their ass kicked, bro.
No. When they got Russell Westbrook, the team started getting their ass whooped from the jump because
Okay, then.
they
So
did
what are we talking about?
because of the main reason why I knew they was the main reason why I figured out, not knew it, but I figured out they were getting their ass whooped from the jump because Russell Westbrook let the first move go past his ass all the time. He ain't no help in the backcourt, B. None whatsoever. So
What
he's
about
out.
when he
He
got traded?
boy, that's
What
why
about
they
when he
got
got
traded.
traded? How was he still the problem?
Say it again, bro. Please, I didn't hear you. Please say
After
it again.
he got traded, they were still getting their ass beat. So that's what he's asking.
No. First of all, what I meant was they was getting beat in the backcourt when the guy first
It's what
started.
I meant.
Oh my
What I
God.
meant was they was getting their ass beat
Westbrook
after
was
they traded
equipped
Russell
to
Westbrook,
that
bro.
excitement to where
They
he was
was
supposed to have
still
been at.
losing. They was still
Vern, you
losing.
blaming Russell Westbrook like and the Unstoppable is pointing out they traded him and they were still getting their ass beat. So
Okay.
obviously
Do
Russell
oh
Westbrook ain't the problem.
well let me ask this question to both of y'all. Do y'all think if they'd have kept Russell Westbrook, they'd be still having a good chance of making the playoffs?
They probably had the same exact chances.
Y'all
But
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
you
Yeah,
talking now
right.
like it's a guarantee.
Hey, matter of fact, the Lakers fans would have ran them out of LA.
They're about to.
Yeah,
Genie
well,
Bus about to send them on a
I
first
don't think
class
so. I wouldn't
flight
put my
straight to
money on
somewhere
it.
else.
I think my point is, I think times changed out there in LA since they did that move. I think they chances change. That look
They gonna shack
confident.
the fuck
And,
out of
and don't get
LeBron
it
One.
wrong. Look at I ain't no LeBron James fan, and I'm not a LA Lakers fan. But I see their chances of getting a little bit better, especially making to the playoffs in the West, are real good, especially just on the reputation alone that they are the LA Lakers.
Well, well, remember this when they when they hired him, we said we know who gonna be the fall guy. They didn't make it, and lo and behold,
Exactly.
look, fall guy right there.
Well, only because of this play. Well,
Yeah.
somebody had to take the fall only because of this play. Only because of this play, bro. Hey, what can I tell you? Only because of this play.
Who is the leader of that team?
LeBron James, I would say,
Okay, so he's a leader.
because he
Then
getting
if
paid
he
more, almost more than
okay,
anybody else.
so he
Matter of
got to
fact,
take.
hey, I'm gonna tell you something for real though. This is
That they
this is
don't do that no more.
If he's a
Unstoppable.
leader, yeah,
I'm
if
glad
he's a
you
leader, he
said
got
that.
to
This
take
is this
blame
is my
too,
point
fam.
about everything else. When you ask who is the leader on that team, LeBron put more on his name to come out there with the Lakers and made sure that it was understood that he was going to retire to them. He put that whole thing on that. He put this
Well,
whole
we
thing.
know that's not true, bro. I
Russell,
don't even know why you
hold
said
on.
that.
That's not true, but you don't look at it like that. Let me put it like this. Well, let me finish saying what I was saying
I'm
there.
talking about the retired part.
Russell Westbrook didn't do that. Russell Westbrook ain't going to put his nothing on nothing. You know that.
What do you mean, right?
But the point is this right here.
Did he request a trade?
Say it again.
Did he request a trade?
Request a trade from what? From the Lakers?
Yeah.
Of course not. That he messing with his money. That'd be stupid for him to do something like that.
How was that? That ain't messing with his money. He's still gonna get the contract regardless.
Bro, listen to me. Listen to me. Only way he requested, he don't care if he played like doodle and he didn't get no more points for the next 3 years if the Lakers decide to keep him. He didn't get another point for them. It didn't make no difference. As long as the Lakers playing him, he gonna stay there. He'll be a fool to go elsewhere. Do you get that? Who is this unstoppable?
No, I don't. I don't get it, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
If he's still getting paid, if he getting paid, how much money was Russell Westbrook getting paid unstoppable a year?
I don't know, bro. How much you getting paid a year?
I think I said 45 about 45 times. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 43 million a year.
All right, well, let's just go with 45, Vern. Go ahead.
It's actually 47. 47 million was his contract this year.
Quiz, you
47 mil.
Hey, Quiz, you a goddamn genius, Quiz. Thank you.
Ridiculous. He got paid a lot of money.
I'm trying to get what you going with this, bro.
And if you getting all that money, they gave up the ship. We already said.
I got some news for you, Uncle Vern.
What up, though?
Russell Westbrook right now busting your Bulls down.
Kill less. Lonzo ain't there.
I mean, I put it like this. Obviously, there. I ain't even gonna say there was. I'm gonna just say because I think it still is. There's some things going on in Laker Nation. So he was that fall guy. They got him out of there. But I say that to say this: even when they traded him, they still was getting their ass whooped. And you just can't. Now, don't get me wrong. I say Westbrook take some blame, but not all the blame of what was going on. You got to put some on coaching. You got to put some on LeBron James also. But I also said this.
Case, sometimes, look, okay, unstoppable. If that's the case, you got to put something on YouTube because you can't expect those people that came here just right now to play the key role in that place to just sit up there and just step their game up like that. They have to play into, and they played into real good. Would you say?
Yeah, they playing their roles.
Okay,
like I said,
that's the point.
Also, you see who missing right now? Who sit down? Who was hurt?
Who, LeBron?
So, like I said,
bro.
LeBron James.
Hey,
listen,
you
bro.
Think he gonna be sitting down low?
Have LeBron James have said he would like to find somebody to join the team where he could just sit back and take a back seat? Didn't he say that? Have you said that? Yes or no?
Answer me this.
How you gonna answer a question with a question?
Okay, no. Okay, wait.
Yes or no
What was the question again?
The question is: have LeBron James said he would like to finally get a teammate where he could just sit back?
You think he got one now?
That's a yes or no question. You steady answer a question with a question.
I don't think he got a. I don't think my
I said
answer to that question. Answer to that question is no. I don't. Especially not now because he ain't got one right now. He can do that with.
I asked you, did he say
These
it?
people need help. They need prayer.
I didn't ask you, does he have it? I asked you, did he say that?
I never heard him say no shit like that. I mean, no stuff like that, bro. I never heard him say no. And matter of fact, that sounds ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement. He said he wish he could sit back on the team. Oh,
he said he could take a fall back.
If that's the case,
take over the ball.
I go right back to when he was playing out there in Cleveland. Seemed like he was sitting back for a long time. When he was in Miami, he was sitting back for a long time. It took him a whole year to figure out who was going to be the man out there with him and Wade. So I mean, he's been sitting back for a long time, and he's been letting the records add up too, even with the points.
He wasn't sitting back in Miami, Uncle Vern. I'm not even gonna let you do that.
All right, what you mean he wasn't sitting back in Miami? What do you mean?
He couldn't sit back in Miami. Dwayne Wade had health issues, so there was times where he had to do his thing. They did have to figure out how to win together, but LeBron was playing. He put up good numbers in Miami.
I'm talking about the first year. I'm talking about when him and Wade came to the point
I
where
mean,
like
he wasn't sit back in the first year. It's just that it's like when
they
you come to a
know.
team. Remember, this
Shit,
is
you
the thing
might as
about
well
LeBron.
say he
LeBron went
did
to
because he
somebody
was a
else's team.
no-show.
Thank you. Paul, did you hear what he just said? Say it again.
What he said.
Unstoppable said.
I said I was talking about the first year. You might as well say because he was a no-show
Thank you. I
in
know
that final.
show.
But that was one time deal though.
Yeah, but he
You
was
ain't
trying
got
to,
it
but he was
right.
trying to, but he was trying to ride the like. Come on, let's
I
not
no
ever.
no
Let's next year.
I feel you. But
Next
listen,
year he
brother.
realized, like, you know what I mean, like Dwayne Wade's
The,
like, I brought you here so you could, do what you need to
do
do,
your
bro. Like,
thing, right. But the
I'm injured
question
every year in the
was,
playoffs. You know
but
what I
the
mean? He thought it was I'm gonna fall back and just win a championship because I'm
but the
playing next to Dwayne
but the
Wade. It didn't go
question
down.
was this, bro.
You standing up
Did
here watching
LeBron
me.
James
You
say
standing up here watching me.
he want to take a fall back and have somebody else take over?
Hey, and let me ask you, since we on that right now, let me ask you, no,
I
please,
can't dispute that.
let me go here because I want to
You
ask y'all
breaking
another
up? I
question.
couldn't hear you.
Can I say this? That
Go
pertains
ahead,
to
bro.
that. Okay, good. Look, what about so that same situation is going on right now with the Mavericks and Kyrie and Dude, because the Mavericks spending money and Dude is serious about his money, how he's spending it. If you think that if somebody like y'all think they ain't gonna make the playoffs, y'all crazy.
Who
Loco.
does? They gonna
Okay,
make it. I
but
think they'll
listen to
make
me.
it.
My point is this. Look, when Kyrie get up out there, somebody gonna have to be submissive and what? Submissive
Luca
and
got to
dominant.
be submissive.
Who you think gonna be dominant out there in in Dallas?
I think if Luca take a seat, take
Backseat to
a back
Kyrie?
seat to
Kyrie?
Kyrie Irving, that Luca really can dominate.
I agree. I agree with that. That's a good ball. But he ain't gonna do that, right?
Yes, yeah. He
He
gotta
ain't
want to
gonna do
do it.
that. So
But
Kyrie
he,
gotta do what?
I mean, how long they been
Kyrie
together?
got to do what? Kyrie got to get in where he fit in. But you know who ain't going to do different like that because they got a weapon to do that? Is the Phoenix Suns.
I mean,
I'm
yeah.
all over the place, but I'm saying, though, who going to
No, I
submit?
feel you.
Who going to submit? They ain't got to worry about who going to submit out there with KD. They know the remedy. Who going to submit
KD gonna submit. I think KD gonna submit.
No, KD ain't going to submit, bro.
I think he gonna submit, but he really don't have to because you got a
He
point
don't
guard
have
like
to. Why would
CP3, so he
he?
gonna
Right.
get them right.
Because the only thing that was messing with the Suns because they couldn't get past the Bucks in that last minute because Giannis was just too much. The same thing with Brooklyn with KD and against the Bucks. Giannis was just too much. But KD is on another team now. It's another level. They stepped their game up. This ain't
But
the
look,
Brooklyn Nets.
look how you said. So this, I say to say this: LeBron has to submit, and he has to let. Even though this man, I admit he's injury prone, but it's like, bro, if you want to go far, let AD do him. And
He
now
did
you
that
got
already. You already know he done that. He been through that. He did that with the championship.
I
The
know that,
double
but
championship.
some that shit. I mean, sometimes he let him do his thing, other times he don't. Just bro,
That's just him getting
just
his numbers. When it comes down to the
fall,
playoffs, he know how to
just nah. But I
see.
get that, but I
Okay,
get that.
bet.
But you said that's him about getting the numbers, but the shoe. It's okay. It's obviously you want to do the numbers because you want the scoring time and all that. But now, like I said, bro, they done showed you, like I said, especially since he's been hurt with this team, they done showed you what they are without him, which was a pretty good damn team. Now you coming back, don't come in here and fuck up the chemistry, bro.
He ain't gonna do that, bro. How long?
Get in where you fit in, fall back and
Hey,
trust AD.
who
Pretty
got
much.
who got more playoff wins than LeBron
I
James?
understand I understand that you saying it. Of course, it's LeBron James. LeBron James has had the better team. But again, if I go back to what I said earlier, LeBron James said he wanted a teammate where he could just, basically get out the ball, fall back, and take a back seat and let this player do them, which is AD. You know what I'm saying? So I know it might be some times where you lose or whatnot, but hey man, you're gonna take some L's. Just fall back and trust your team, bro. The team
All
has
right.
obviously got better. That's an obvious. far as the pieces, I would say, but they still was getting their ass kicked. But now they done figured out something. And if you play through AD, bro, y'all good.
Yeah. Unstoppable. Unstoppable. I agree with you because of the fact that, like, I realized that too. Like I said before, not even 2 years ago, I realized that AD was a bum, right? And I think if I realized, LeBron realized that somewhere along the line of the last 2 years, because I don't think that could see to think that he just shit all the time, especially when it comes down to something like that, B. I mean, what do you think? I think he had a conversation with the man at least, B.
I hear you say it one more time, bro. What I think about
what I'm saying, okay, to make a long story short, I don't think they last downfall. Just make a long story short, I don't think their last downfall for the last 16 to 18 months was because of the fact that him and AD couldn't get on the same wavelength.
I don't know.
Yeah, boy. I think when they got rid of that elephant,
there you go again. That's the fall.
Now they start seeing clearly. I think.
But look, he even I would say swallowed his pride. He even came off the bench, and you were still getting the same results. Again, Russell Westbrook. You talking about Russell Westbrook, right? You talking about the elephant in the room?
He didn't take no pay and cut. He didn't take no cut and pay.
Why would I take a cut and pay?
So they can get better players in
but that's going to be his last. That's going to be his. Hold on. You just asked me a question.
You asked me.
He just got an extension. He's not taking a cut. He signed an extension specifically for the money he was getting.
Big payday, fam. I wouldn't take no damn cut either. What
are
you talking about?
Right.
Yeah, he just signed the extension.
I never said he should. I said he
but you said wow, but
he wasn't doing anything.
But still, I say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna fall back for a second.
My whole point was
listen, look over. He even swallowed his pride and came off the bench, and y'all still was getting the same results. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all because you're a Lakers fan, but they were still getting the same results.
Not the same. They're not coming out the same results. They're not.
I said when he was coming off the bench. Hold on, fam.
Yeah. Y'all good?
I'm handling some in the background right quick. Go ahead. Y'all talking over. I'll be back. Hold on.
Who was that?
This was Unstoppable. I'll be back. Hold on. Right. Hold on. I gotta handle something right quick. Hold on. I'll be back.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Unstoppable. My fault. My bad. Go ahead. Quiz, you ain't on?
Yeah, I'm still around. I was just handling something myself.
Oh, man, go ahead, man.
Rico, you still on here?
Hey, Quiz, well, come tell you something, Quiz, since y'all can't talk, y'all can mute y'all.
No, I'm good.
It don't make a difference. Matter of fact,
real quick.
Hold on, Rico's charging up his phone. Go ahead, Uncle Vern.
Go ahead, Rico, charge up your phone.
I've been listening to you.
Right,
you was talking about your big thing. Your big thing is that Russell Westbrook is the reason why the Lakers were sorry. I mean, Russell Westbrook ain't there now. Why you keep on bringing Russell Westbrook up?
Because we talk about this change going out there with the Lakers. They got a chance of doing some things out there. And
the Lakers.
And it was like I was explaining to you before, Quiz. It's like only thing that happened with the Lakers right now. The Lakers got a whip out there for real though. They got a whip. They can get them in the playoffs. They can get them into the playoffs and do some things. Stick around for a minute. And the reason why is because they got two players that can make that happen. So we ain't got to even mention that there. That's already understood that they can do that. All they need is some fellas that's down with them. They got some, they got some individuals. They have some individuals that are down with them. They're not playoff proven, but they proven to be able and capable of taking care of their business when the tasks come down for it. So
the Lakers have a good roster right now.
Yeah,
Def brought up a good point.
With LeBron James and
brought up a good point.
Davis.
But LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they've been there 3 years. Look, Dex brought up a really good point in the chat. He said that. Oh, can I bring up the point that Dex made in the chat? He said that Russell Westbrook was a 6th Man of the Year candidate when he was a Laker.
6 million. Yeah, that was the beginning when they signed it. He was fooled there. But a year later, he wasn't signed. After that, he wasn't no 6 Man of the Year candidate. He was the bum, but they was trying to get him out a year later. Ask Jax that.
Well, obviously, we know that
Yeah,
you feel as
obviously, what's his name was listening to LeBron. That was the truth. LeBron had to take the weight from everybody else. Their mama
he
got to
wouldn't have
take
been
weight.
there without LeBron. LeBron the one who wanted him over there.
Well, okay, but then stop blaming it. Oh, no, they ain't gonna blame it on nothing. Stop blaming it on Westbrook. He would have never been there if they would have been fooled to get up together. And they're fooled enough to get it right. Right. Ain't like somebody. They was swindled.
Well, either way, he ain't there now. The Lakers are under 500, and the Lakers have a good team on paper. So
the Lakers was swindled. It was their fault. They had to pay for it. Now they have to move on. They did. And they
have you looked at? Let me ask you a question, Uncle Vern. Have you looked at the NBA standings? You should do that.
I can care less. I don't even watch the NBA. Melo and Jello.
You need to, because the playoffs already started in the West as of like about a week or two ago.
I can care less. Where AD at? On the at home, sitting on the bench.
I'll tell you right now.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. This is what I mean. When it comes down to it, young man, and who this Quiz, and Quiz said, yeah, he like Memphis. When it comes down to it, you ain't worried about Memphis, is you?
I'm not worried about them like the Lakers.
I ain't worried about the Lakers. I know LeBron gonna get through, and I know AD gonna get through.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I know.
You hope that.
As a matter of fact, I know LA gonna get through it, and Los Angeles Lakers gonna get through too, because their money talk, and the rest of that stuff walk. You don't know who's gonna be in your favor. Anybody could be in your favor.
I remember we did a lethal podcast before the trade deadline, and all of these trades were made. And I went and took a look at teams like the Utah Jazz, who were securely in the playoff race, clearly making moves that they did not care about being in no postseason. That's the reason why they traded what they traded. You had the Minnesota.
What year? Whoa. Hey, Quiz, you real slick, real fast.
Hold on.
You said Utah Jazz. What year? Don't you care? But what year? What year Utah? When they had Karl Malone?
Man, Uncle Vern, man, I'm not talking it's a Janet Jackson world, man. What have you done for me lately? I'm talking about what just happened in the NBA. I already talked about the trade deadline for this year. So that allowed the Lakers to put together a quality roster, right? You had these teams that made these trades that allowed them to get some of these players, with the exception of the Rui Hachimura trade, which I thought was a good trade when they got him from the Washington Wizards.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
Right.
Hey, Quiz. I'll tell you, Quiz. You forgot about him.
I didn't forget about him. I'm not like... Listen, I like Rui Hachimura, but
in the playoffs,
I hear people make it like he makes a difference. Like, Rui Hachimura is not really a big difference maker. But anyway, listen. Aside from that trade, I'm talking about the trades that they made by the deadline. The ones that they made trades. They made a 3-way trade with teams that are in their own conference that had better records than the Lakers, that made moves to show me that they wasn't serious. Neither of them two teams that traded with them was serious about having a postseason. One of which is Minnesota, and the other which is Utah.
Hey, do you see Paloka, whatever his name is out there, the general manager out there with the Lakers? You see him getting thank you. Do you see him getting general manager of the year? Because when Lakers go far like they do, because dude, and I'm glad you mentioned dude. I like him, man. I like him when he was at Washington.
Listen,
I love. How did you like his game when he was at Washington? What do you think about him? Since we talk about the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hachimura, I like Hachimura, but I don't see him as really being a big difference maker.
Because you talking that defense thing again. I know what you mean.
No, it's not that. I mean, I like Rui. I like Rui. Rui needs to be on a team where he can, really play and do some things. I mean, we could talk about.
What's stopping with the Lakers?
Well, let's take a look. Like I'll go through it again. In the playoffs in the postseason, for the Lakers to have success, when rosters start shortening, when you start shortening your rosters, we mentioned a bunch of people will be on the court. We started with AD at the center, LeBron at the small forward, D'Angelo Russell playing your point guard, maybe your Austin Reeves playing your two guard. Who's playing the power forward? You didn't say Rui Hachimura.
Yeah.
No, you said
Why not?
you like that dude that came from the San Antonio Spurs. That's what you said, Uncle Vern.
Whoa, dude, they ain't the same side. You talking about that small boy, dude, the one that came from the Spurs. He a golf guy. He what's the name? He's a shooting guy.
Well, either way, no matter who else is on the court.
Well, see, either way will stop it.
No.
That,
either way, what I'm telling you
either
about
way,
the Lakers,
he gonna start or he ain't gonna start. Let's put it like that.
Listen, we spoke about all of these people, and I said, who's going to be the last five? You ain't mentioned Rui Hachimura. Probably coming off the bench.
Whoa. See, whoa. What are we getting to? This is semantics now, right? Whether I mentioned it or not, you know they there. You know who's there and who ain't there. You can care less, though.
Uncle Vern, give me five players for the Lakers. Uncle Vern, you tell me the five Lakers that are closing out a basketball game right now. You tell me
LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
Exactly. So there it is. There it is. There it is in a nutshell. AD.
That's all you need.
AD and LeBron, the same two dudes who was there last year.
That's
right?
what my buddy, yo.
And the year before, right?
Yeah.
Who was just a little bit older, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who you gonna run your offense through? All of them other dudes is relatively insignificant at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like it's AD and LeBron. It's on them to win or lose.
Yeah.
AD, who's AKA street clothes, because you
right.
don't even know if he's even gonna be able to play consistently through the playoffs.
There
LeBron just got finished having a surgery. He's older than he was last year. The Lakers were a terrible defensive team with the two of them. I already talked about in the stream about the fact that the Lakers have some defensive issues that I'm concerned about, right? And they're gonna need to play some defense. And we just got finished speaking about what team they're gonna close with. And those two people gonna be on the court.
Hold on, I got a question.
That don't nobody play defense in the NBA. Go ahead.
I got a quick question. Why you say you worry about the Lakers in defense? Ain't they ranked number one right now?
They could be. He just talking.
No, I think they are ranked number one. Right? Ain't they ranked number one for defense right now?
How the Lakers ranked number one? They under 500.
I thought I seen something that said they were ranked number one.
Please go take a look at the number one ranked defense that's under 500.
Well, I can't do it right now, so it's gonna knock me out.
I'll hop off and I'll go look at it real quick. Just give me a second.
I could have sworn it was the Lakers.
Hey, Quiz, you Quiz. He go. Oh, I'm telling you. Hey, Unstoppable. That was you take you Unstoppable. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something, Unstoppable. For real though, man. The Lakers man got a chance, man. The only way they got a chance is because of the fact they got AD and they got LeBron. And it wasn't that long ago before they won a championship. I mean, what do you want, bro?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, Unstoppable. Did I already ask you this? Did I ask you? I mean, who you see coming out of the West, Unstoppable?
The Suns.
Okay, I kind of do too.
It's just,
but my point with them, Unstoppable. Please understand me, Unstoppable. Let me say why I got a chance to before Quiz get back. My point is, they didn't see the LA making it out of the first round, and I see LA making it out of the first round at least, man. But then even with most so,
depending on who they face,
I see them winning no championship. I ain't say that because I still think the Bucks got it hands down. I put my money on the Bucks. As far as that go, but still though, that's what I'm saying though. That's what I ain't arguing the point. It's just the fact that they see LA just going in the first round and just bailing out like they did last time. I don't see that. That's all.
Depending on who they face, yeah. If they somehow, which I doubt, like get the Grizzlies, yeah, that make it out. But depending on like the way they fall, they
don't let them put. Hey,
Lakers are the 21st ranked defense.
I hope they come up against. I hope they come up against.
It was a while ago when I seen it, but I seen they was number one. I didn't check it recently.
Number one ranked defense is the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's what I was like when I seen. I'm like, damn, how they ranked number one? Actually, I think they said since they made that trade and whatever date that was, I looked and I
think they've been playing a lot better defense when LeBron was injured and they had these other dudes playing. I mean, D'Angelo Russell. I mean, they had a lot of good spirited games. They had a good game from Russell. They had a few good games from him. He was cooking. They got a good Beasley game. Then Austin Reeves started cooking. Then AD came back. AD started cooking again. Like the Lakers have played some pretty good spirited basketball. You know what I mean?
They got some good
in
pieces.
absence. And in a scenario where it's must-win basketball, that's the whole thing. It's not like any team in the West can afford to lose any basketball games. The Lakers are doing great to be just a game under 500, to be honest with you, because they was way beneath that just a couple of weeks ago. So at least they're playing, some decent basketball right now. But my only question is, like I said, postseason Lakers, the defensive stops. It's hurt them in the past couple of seasons. That's the reason why LeBron's making that whole statement about how this is the last time I missed the postseason, because what happened with them last year?
Right.
The year before that, at the end of the season, did you remember them struggling in the play-in? Remember that?
Oh,
And then they
absolutely. That's
played,
not
and then they
forget.
played the
Yeah.
Suns, and they played the Suns, and they got pretty much
Their ass
washed.
whooped.
They got
Right?
mollywashed.
Yeah, they got washed. Part of the reason all I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm not trying to be unfair. I'm saying from my observable witnessing of the games the Lakers play as a team that I follow, probably as far as watching physically play basketball more than any other team, they're the most televised team in the league. Lakers games are on TV all of the time. See them, without even having an NBA League Pass or anything like that. I see more Lakers games than anybody else. Lakers struggle in close games without being able to defend. Then that's the last two. This is the third year. So I just hope that they're a little bit better in that area.
My point is the whole NBA whole NBA as a whole does the same thing, struggle in defense. So I mean, like you said,
the teams that win championships, defense wins championships.
The point is you have to be able to turn it on. Because if you sit up there and
you have to be able to turn on getting stops. The Golden State Warriors.
Let me say it like this. Let me help you understand it like this, so that's where you'll get it. The NBA wants the thing to be exciting. So they invented a such thing called a 24-second clock. So you got 24 seconds to do what you got to do. Because if you don't do what you got to do within that 24 seconds, the other people are going to get the ball and they're going to take care of their business. So, I mean, that's how it goes. It's a speed up.
They've had a 24-second clock for like the past 40 years. Like, that's nothing new, right? The reason the Golden State Warriors have a championship the year before is because they were able to get key stops. I remember last year when they played in the playoffs before they came out the West.
The reason, there's nobody in the Golden State Warriors. Who was their best defensive player besides Klay Thompson and Iguodala?
Draymond Green.
This is Boy, I'm telling you this shit. Okay, I got you. I'll just give you that. I'll give you that quiz. I'll give you that quiz. I will. Honestly, I'll give you that. And what's your money on them this year? Because
I don't know.
Last time I checked,
Warriors can't win on the road.
Iguodala's still on the team. They just won a championship.
He's injured.
Oh, hello?
He's injured already.
No, he ain't. Well, playoffs, he gonna be there, bro. You know better. You know the playoffs. We talking playoffs. We talking playoffs.
I think he's done.
Or you think that San Francisco or the Golden State Warriors ain't gonna get make it to the playoffs night.
Man, the biggest question for the Warriors is what the F is up with Andrew Wiggins? When is he coming back?
Man, that's personal. It's a personal problem.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, goodness, the playoffs is coming around, man, and I know it's personal, but I've literally never seen anything like this before. Help.
He ain't. My point is this.
Anybody else on this panel ever see anything like this before? Like, I know it's personal, but goodness gracious, homeboy been out for like a month or two.
I want to speak up on it, then I let somebody else speak up on it. My point is about Andrew Wiggins. He really ain't number the piece that was in the puzzle anyway, because of the fact that what's the name? Golden State Warriors, they run with a system, B. He was just a plug in the system.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why can't the Warriors win on the road? Like, it's clear.
Well, that's your observation.
That's not my observation. They got the two longest road losing streaks in the two longest road losing streaks in the NBA this season are both owned by the Golden State Warriors.
You know what it is? I think it's opposite of what you were saying. First, you were saying that they were so good in defense and everything else. Now, I don't think these players got too old that they can't play defense now. What do you think? Them same
I don't know, but I know that the Warriors ain't a number 1 and number 2 seed. They're gonna have to play on the road.
Yeah.
So help it make sense. I'm supposed to believe in them, and
Well,
they can't win on the road.
hey, you just said they won them championships because of them three players. You just named
Yeah,
them
I
three
said that
players.
a second ago when I talked about teams. Like defense is an important element towards being a championship
Right.
squad,
Hey,
right?
hey, defense win championships, bro.
It does. It does. You got to be able to play some defense. But
So
the Warriors can't win on the road. You
they
also got
can't,
to
they
be able
can't,
to win on the road.
they can't play no more defense. They can't play defense no more. Them players that they putting their hope in ain't
Well,
coming to play no
how come they
defense
can win at home though? They can win at home.
because they got the stop. Not that the stop players. They got the
The
home.
crowd.
No, not just the home crowd or anything like that. They got the players that's on a second team and the first team that play well at home. Like that one dude. What is his name? I don't know his name again. But
Who, Poole?
Double zero. The four at the power forward or center. He ain't
Oh, you
starting. He
talking
coming off
about
the bench.
Looney? Kevon
Yeah,
Looney?
not Looney. The
He
other one.
talking about Jays and Wiseman.
Not
Wiseman ain't there no more.
Wiseman ain't there
Right.
no more. Wiseman gone,
He's in
bitch.
Detroit.
Yeah, well, they got rid of Wiseman, which was a smart move. And I go right back
Nah,
to
they should have
Melo.
kept him
Boy, I
though.
laugh when I think about that.
They
But
should
back
have
to
kept
They
him.
should have kept
this
him.
dude I'm talking about, he got braids. He about 6'8", 6'9", skinny
Oh, I
with
know who you
braids.
talking about. He ain't a
And he
center though.
dunking all the time.
You talking about his name started with a K. I don't think he a center.
Oh,
No,
you
he's
talking about him?
power
I know
forward.
you talking about.
Yeah.
That dude
Dude,
is. Listen, they got rid of Wiseman. They could have got rid of him too. Kaminga.
Kaminga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kaminga. Right.
Kaminga is not a major. He's not a major factor at
Well,
all.
that's
Anyway.
what I mean when you listen to me, Quiz. When you said that, I said that's that. You said why do they be having that home team thing? Because of him. They love him there.
Yeah,
So they
but that dude
always.
ain't getting
So when
even.
he's
He ain't even
playing,
getting that many minutes this year.
listen to me. When he's playing, that means they're winning. Okay.
Oh man, Uncle Vern.
I'm sorry, bro. You
I
don't get
can't.
it.
I can't. It
Why
don't
you
make
keep
sense. I'm sorry. It just don't make sense.
Why you keep asking questions, bro? You know the
That
answer
shit don't
to.
make. That shit don't make no kind of
Kaminga,
sense.
man, because they home team favorites be playing. So they're
Jonathan
winning. That means
Kaminga,
if
the
they're
dude was
playing,
playing
that
5
means
minutes. His 5 minutes is that critical that
it's
they
the
win at
way.
home with the little 5 minutes that he gets on the court.
All right, well, when you get a chance, go back and check his numbers because I
I'm gonna
think
tell
he
you
got
what. I'm
his
gonna tell you
numbers.
somebody to check their numbers. Take a look at that dude Looney, who's grabbing like 14 rebounds and 2 blocks. You know what I mean? Like that's shit that's helping you.
I
You know what I
like.
mean?
I always did like him.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
I mean, he been playing. He ain't always super consistent, but he
Yeah.
definitely be getting it in. And you know
Yeah.
what I mean. And Draymond plays pretty consistent, even though he's getting a little bit older. You know what I mean. But for some reason, they find ways to win at home. In fact, I think it's the other dudes like Clay. Clay, I think he plays better at home. Steph been injured. He's back. I mean, I hope
Hey,
the Warriors can
hey,
get it together, but they
hey,
haven't been able to really win on the road. And
hey, Quiz, forget about the words. Let me say it. Let me put it like this. You know who the MVPs of the worlds are? Them old fools that got all that money to spare them guys, boy. Because they go
hell
to
yeah,
the salary cap like it ain't hand over fist.
facts.
Like it ain't no rules to this
They
game.
don't care. They're like, fuck it.
A shout out to the Booster Club.
Hell yeah, man. Yo, you know what, man? It costs to be a boss, man. We got the pockets. We gonna do it.
I'll tell you, boy. Somebody got to pay them.
What's up? What's happening with this Bulls game? Anybody paying attention to that Bulls score?
They winning.
They were losing the last time I checked, but
Bulls 75, Clippers 94.
damn,
Well,
Bulls over there getting their asses handed to them. God damn.
But Batum on fire right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the Clippers, man. Like they don't got Paul George, so it's got to be somebody else help them. You know what I mean? I don't think I think the Clippers are regretting letting a couple of dudes go. Like I think that they did themselves a disservice losing Luke Kennard. I thought they did a huge disservice losing that guy Reggie Jackson.
yeah.
Bobby Smurder.
Yeah, yep. Schmurda. I like Schmurda, but I don't think he's a difference maker on he plays on the Nuggets now. I don't think he's a difference maker over there though.
Murder.
But But anyway, it's all love. I mean, we all watch this game of basketball. Who knows? We're gonna find out what happens when they get there. But them positions in the West are tight. Ain't no telling how that West is gonna end up.
Oh, it's telling how it's gonna end up like it did last time.
I mean, you confident that the Mavericks are gonna make it? The Mavericks can't afford to lose no games.
I said it's confident how it's gonna end up last time. Last time I checked, the Phoenix Suns came out last year.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I remember I said I see Kyrie and I see dude them out there acting a fool. I never said I see them bringing home no championship.
Right. Well, you see the Suns doing it.
Well,
I don't know if I see that.
I see the Suns doing it on the strength of what now?
On the strength of KD.
Well, I'll tell you, boy, it'll take you long to catch hold do it.
I mean, that's the only reason why, because we talking about what they doing offensively. The Suns, look, my question with the Suns, I've questioned it. You think I don't have the same questions for the Suns that I got with the Lakers? They got rid of all of their defensive players.
What questions you got for the Suns?
Are they gonna be able to defend anybody?
They ain't got to. They got KD.
Listen, Uncle Vern, I hate to bust your bubble, but I watched KD and Kyrie play in the playoffs last year, and they couldn't stop Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, and they got their ass bust. So stop acting like this, because you got to do that. You're going to win automatically.
My point is this, Quiz. I don't be wanting to stop you in your conversation because it seems like I'm being rude and bogus by interrupting you. But I want to catch you at that point, see? So you get past that point, you ride on down the street to another motherfucking town. But you ain't got to get to another town to get down on this one. That point is just right here. When you speak about where Kawhi KD went with that, because they was with Brooklyn, bro, and you seen how that was turning out. That was
but he was dropping like 47.
But come on, okay. But when it came down to, listen to me. When it came down to Brooklyn and that one thing, remember, it came down to one thing. And it came down to KD's foot being on the
man, stop it. They was in OT. He was 0 for 6 in overtime. Stop it. Come on. You can tell yourself about the foot on the line all you want. He had a chance to win that game. He played shitty in OT. And it shouldn't even have come to that foot on the line because Brook Lopez made a bonehead play before that. Nobody talks about that.
Listen to me. It's one thing Giannis know.
And you talking about 2 years ago. What about last year? They got blown. They got swept last year.
That was last year.
Last year, he didn't have foot on the line. Last year, they got swept.
Yeah, right. I forgot. You right.
They got straight swept.
My bad.
And Kyrie had 2 11-point games, not just one dud-ass game, 2 of them. And they could not. And at the end of those games, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they went to the lane. They drove down the lane like there was it was a fucking parade.
They ain't had no defense.
Exactly. And now all of a sudden you're going to tell me when I say I have questions about their defensive abilities, the same individual, you're going to tell me all of a sudden is going to become Draymond Green and start stopping motherfuckers. Come on.
Hey, wait, Draymond Green. Whoa. I don't know where you get Golden State with this. I'm sitting up here talking about KD. So if we
I'm saying that they got about their ability to stop people.
We can't both talk at the same time because you can't get no understanding. My point is this. I'll talk about KD out there with the Phoenix Suns. You understand me? Because I know it's a different animal out there. He's a different animal out there. They're going to put the ball in that man's hand.
I'm going to tell you one thing.
Matter of fact, what's the name going to make sure he get the ball?
I'm going to tell you another thing. The Suns, Devin Booker, he doesn't have to deal with as many double teams with KD out there. He been going crazy.
And boy, I'm telling you, going to be a side chill, ain't it? It's going to be blowouts. You see blowouts? Yeah. Blowouts
happen when you could stop people from scoring. Now, I'm interested to see how that all unfolds. Like I said,
me and another young man was I was trying to make a point to him. A lot of times people say, it's chess, it's chess, it's not checkers, it's chess. I said, no, young man, it's a game. It's like dominoes. All you got to do is run the score up on them. A lot of times, if you real good, it shows. And the real good ones, they rise to the top, and them be the ones be around during the playoff time. KD is real good, bro. We understand that, right?
I like KD, but if you ask me, I don't have a strong. I don't have a stronger feeling of the Suns
Yeah,
as a lot of people. I'm not guaranteeing the Suns coming out the West at all.
But you just can't get past Memphis coming up out of that, can you?
No, I mean, like I said,
A
defense
quick update.
travels. The Grizzlies play way more. I know what the Grizzlies going to be able to do defensively. They got probably one of the best defensive players in the league. They protect the rim regularly and consistently. They're not scared of anybody. You know what I
Hey, I
mean?
want to do a quick
I
update for the
don't know
Bulls
about the
game.
Suns' defense at all. But
Can
I like AD. I like KD.
Hold
I
on.
like Devin. I just don't trust their
quick,
defense.
can you see the
Quick
Grizzlies
update
beating
because I
out
know
Phoenix
folks want
Suns?
to know the
I can.
Bulls
All right.
77 and the Clippers 99 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Man, what's happening to the Bulls? Damn.
Lonzo, bro.
They shooting. The Clippers is hitting some good ass
Lonzo,
3-pointers.
bro. Let me tell you. Let's get there since we got 30 more hours. Let's get to that one right there. That's the real elephant in the room with the Chicago Bulls. And you see, and my hat's off to the Chicago Bulls, how they handling it too. They don't want to let Zoe go, Joe. Man, look here. They don't want to let Lonzo go be. They just not protecting that $83 million. They can kill us about that money. And when you get a player like that, bro, y'all got to take notice. For real. They ain't panicking at all. They gonna stick with him. Come hell or high water, because he worth it. That's why we mess with him, because we know he worth it. That's why I mess with him, because I know he worth it. They gonna stick with him too. And I pray everything turn out to be right for him too. I pray this happening if it's real good and turn out that way. If not, then it ain't on him. It's just the way it is. It's life. LeVar Ball got some monsters. I'm telling you. Come on, but they do it off the court, but on the court, boys know what they doing. But yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's what it is, man. You hurt.
Yeah, man. The Bulls were coming off of playing some pretty good basketball, but I guess that after the Lakers, Pat Beverly wasn't as motivated, huh?
I was looking at what's the name today? Zim Master. Zim Master was talking about what they got going on out there in Boston. They got a problem going on out there in Boston, and I agree too. But with Jaylen Brown and
I told y'all that, man. He
with Jaylen
here.
Brown and Tatum. You agree with that? Who was that?
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. You agree with that?
No, I don't think it's Jaylen Brown and Tatum. I think it's Jaylen Brown and the organization. They don't. I remember I said he always in trade talks. So what I think he getting out of that is y'all don't trust me. For me to be able to help get this franchise get a championship. So and then on top of that, they traded. They ain't traded this situation with Udoka. So I think he out of there, bro.
Yeah.
And it's not just that; it's because he actually made statements where he talked about he wants to be, when he said he wants to be where he's treated fairly and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of undertones. You know what I mean?
Right.
In that, it's like, are you happy here? Maybe you're not. Are you saying that? And and like you just brought up, those are reasons why. You know what I mean? Like if you were him, wouldn't you have those same concerns? And look, if you look at them recently, Jaylen Brown, like, as much as we talk about Jason Tatum, who's dope, like Jaylen Brown.
I don't think Tatum that much better than Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown's been carrying them the last few games.
Yeah, and on top of that, just to jog your memory, he said Boston is they could be very racist when especially when you have a bad game. How they talk down on you and stuff. So I think that plays a big part too. And
Unstoppable.
What's up?
Okay, unstoppable. It's just like you said. It's just like what Zim Master said. Zim Master said 236 because I seen out here and read out the stats for all their games and how they minutes all the way down to the minutes that they played, everything to the rebounds, to the seconds, everything. And this is the only difference between them two. You know what it is? The two all the way down to the height. One of them light skinned and pretty. The other one is dark skinned.
Yeah,
and I guess we'll say handsome. Let's just say handsome.
Well, I'll say this: when Jalen leaves, well, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just say if, because things can change.
Yeah.
If he leaves, they gonna miss him. 'Cause I'm telling you, Jalen like that, and
They're gonna miss him a lot.
I always said, look, bro, like Tatum, he's good, but I don't think he's that much better than Brown.
No.
They
And you
they
know what
they
it
they
is?
they focus on Tatum too much. They need
And
to
you
get
know what it
Brown.
is? Jalen Brown does a great job of like he can pick his spots and
Yeah.
like I talk about it again. I keep on talking about last year in the playoffs with the Celtics when they played the Nets. I think it showed everything or the reason why you got to keep Jalen Brown. He is critically important. That dude can create a basket at will. He's as good as anybody in the league when it's time to it. He's a phenomenal closer at basketball games. Also, you know what I mean. He has like this. Am I wrong, Unstoppable? But he has like the sixth sense. You could feel it. Like he knows when it's time for him to activate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about Jalen Brown.
Yeah.
He's
And
a good big time player.
And the reason why I do it like that, Quiz, is because of the fact that he got to get in line where he got to get in where he fit in, and he know number two. He ain't number one, right? You get that though, right?
Yeah, but the thing is because
it was just like you
He
were
could be a number
like you
one.
were just saying before.
He can easily be a number one.
yeah, he can be number one. The only thing is like with him.
Whoa! He can't be in Boston. Not
Yeah,
while
but here's the
Tatum
thing.
now.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
not in Boston, but
The only
someplace
reason
else he
why
could be
to
a number
me is
one.
because Jason Tatum has a little bit more size. Like Jason Tatum's size is a great asset, and Jason Tatum is a terrific player. Like I don't think that Jason Tatum is trash by any stretch. Like Jason Tatum is a phenomenal player, but Jason Tatum be shooting him out of games sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
sometimes he just be, they got him on this Batman stuff or whatever. And if you watch those games and watch them in a series, like I don't think the Celtics going to be even halfway as formidable without Jalen Brown. They're gonna regret letting him go. They better figure out what they need to do to keep that dude happy.
Hey, okay. So, and this is what I wanted to ask. Matter of fact, when next time I talk to Zen Master, I'm gonna ask him that question too. Do you see the Bulls in that same dilemma as Boston is with them two guys like that? Because they got even bigger bombs. They got DeRozan and they got Zach LaVine that they ain't happy. They got to eat in that same predicament. What they gonna do with them? Because then wait till it ain't gonna take long before Zach LaVine start getting upset. You know that, right?
They're gonna trade. I think they're gonna trade tomorrow. Come on, off season, you're gonna see some changes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
I can't answer what the Bulls need to do over there. Like they have a lot of things they need to figure out.
And the main thing is, I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do with the situation with Zoe. If they're gonna do that injury
They
thing.
already bought into
what it's called.
They already bought into
I mean,
it.
I know they bought in, but what I'm trying to, I should have did my research. What I'm trying to figure out is if they do that injury thing. Well, if they do career injury,
yeah,
that he's off the books. But I wonder if that means. I mean, dang, I think that it saves them money. But
right.
I'm trying to see, could another team snatch him up? They do a career injury.
When they was explaining that, when they been doing them displaying that on their show, when they was explaining, they never even mentioned about another team coming in to snatch him up like that. I don't know if that's protected or not.
Yeah, so that's a question.
Figure out. Is it
protected?
Or could he come back with the Bulls? That's the thing I don't get, because.
But help it make sense. He's not getting paid. If they take him off the books, does that mean that they're paying him or they're not paying him?
He's getting paid, but his contract ain't towards the books.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that means, is he still under contract with the Bulls, but it's just helping him?
If he's still getting paid by them, then he still is. But this has happened before. I'll give you a perfect example. There was a dude by the name of Allen Henderson for the Knicks, right? You remember him, Uncle Vern?
I remember that name.
Allen Henderson. He used to play with Grant Hill, a great shooter. Really, really phenomenal shooter. He was injured, and he was still getting paid for the Knicks for years. He had one of them. What do they call them? Supermax contracts. He had one of them Supermax contracts back around the time where they had Latrell Sprewell. In fact, he was there before Latrell Sprewell came over there. and he was getting paid. He was on the books for the Knicks for, I want to say, about like 8-10 years or something like that.
Damn.
So
Well,
there
he
are teams
was there. He was there with what's his name, Grant. He played
No.
with Grant.
Yeah, he used to play with Grant. He used to play for Grant with the Pistons. Then he got traded to the Knicks, and the Knicks paid him top dollar.
Oh, okay. I remember. I was thinking you were talking about that dude that
Allen
played with what's his
Houston.
name.
Allen Houston. I'm sorry. Allen Houston is his
Oh,
name.
you talking about Allen Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. His father was the coach at Houston, where Allen Houston played there. His father was the coach there, and he came up out there, right? Okay,
Yeah. Allen Houston was on the books for like damn near a decade. Yeah. He got paid a lot of money.
He got hurt. I remember that.
He got hurt, right?
Yeah.
He didn't
And
play,
he
but he
wasn't
still
saved
got paid.
afterwards. He
still got paid.
Well, we know he gonna get paid, but if he's still a part of the roster and no other team can scoop him up, they gonna, like I said, I forget what it's called. They're gonna do that career injury.
But I think
thing.
that as long as you're getting paid, you're still on contract technically, right? I mean, it's a different situation. Is like a buyout. Let's say the Bulls buy him out and they say, "Look, we're gonna pay you all your money. You could do whatever you want." Then they don't have any ties with you anymore, and you got your money. But if they're still paying you, you're still on contract.
Right.
They gonna
so a
do
team
that
would have
then.
to come at them and make them the offer to get the rights to you.
Right.
I think they're gonna do that because that's gonna free up some more money to help add more pieces. They gonna do that career injury little situation to help them out.
But yeah, right. Hey, but quick, but stop. But look here, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. That goes with what I'm saying, man. Look at it. They don't want to let us go, man. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you something. This is why I say they don't want to let us go. And then Quiz, you had used the right example, man, about Houston, man. Houston the bomb, man. He was the bomb there. He just got hurt. You can't predict. You can't help but get hurt. You understand me? But Houston was the bomb, though. They knew they were there going well. Hurt or whatever, they're gonna stick with him. They weren't gonna let him go. And that was my point about Zoe, be out of the organization, feel about Zoe. And you don't get too many. That's respect, be for real. Because you don't get too many organizations you don't get too many organizations, basketball, NBA basketball organizations, as far as team wise go, they can put trust in a person like that for real, B. For real. They'll take that little $83 million and eat it up. But they can care less about that, though. They want to stick with Dude, man, because they know Dude got good game, man. They know Dude know what he means.
Yeah, I think so. It's just unfortunate what happened. So, yeah, they gonna do that to free up some money.
Right.
And they gonna see
pray that things work out.
Right. And you said pray that things work out. And if it do, he'll be the first player to come back from this from having this surgery and being good.
And the unstoppable. And then that's the point. Then that go right back to what we were saying before. Because what the Bulls gonna do? See, if they let DeRozan go, the reason why they let DeRozan go because they need Zoe to run with Zach Lavine. You don't need Zoe with DeRozan.
Right, and it's time. It's I say too. Like, man, you got. I always say you got P. Will. That was your fourth pick. He done showed you when aggressive what he can do, and if you got DeRozan, it's you messing up the development. I don't expect Caruso to be here either. I think they're gonna cut ties with Caruso also.
Why would you say that? Matter of fact, they let what's the name go? They do with the Braves before the dude out of Illinois go before they let Caruso go.
Who?
Status on the defense.
No, I don't think so. I think
because of young talent, because of youth.
Yeah, I think that if you let him develop and he's younger.
Okay, the experience. Well, you said that because of youth, but because of experience there. You said because of experience, of which he ain't got a lot, but you still got to put time into it. So they got to let somebody go. Why would you say it'd be Caruso when he already proved it there? That would make sense, especially on defense and smartness.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because Caruso, again, I mean, Caruso has been he's been hurt a lot, and he is doing his thing on the defensive end. But if I cut ties with him, I could say we could probably get some pieces back because I think he's still under contract. So I think they just gonna trade him, try to get some pieces back, and we can use that money to bring back Io if they choose to. Because a part of me think he's not even gonna be back. To be honest with you.
Hey, Unstoppable. Hey, Deck. I gotta catch you on the place, realize who it is. Hey, Unstoppable. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something about. Listen to me. Understand who something's off. when it comes down to the NBA, and that a lot of people be hurt and stuff like that, them don't really be hurt. They be taking little vacations. You know that, right?
I mean, yeah, but in
I
the
mean, well,
Bulls,
you really understand what I'm saying is
I
right.
get you, but in the Bulls case, they don't need him to take no vacation. They trying to make the playoffs. In key games that they needed his defensive presence, he wasn't there. So I'm telling you, I think they're gonna cut. They just gonna cut ties with him, and and I kind of rather keep Javante if I had to choose between him and Javante, but I think he gone. He might be gone too. So like I said, it's gonna be a lot of change, and he not hitting his threes like that. That's hurting him if anything. You know.
I agree.
So is why keep that when we need to get some more shooters. And like I said, um, DeMar DeRozan, yeah, he did his thing and he helped this team on a lot. But I said it before, man. You get Zach back healthy, he could start doing that because he was there. He was doing it before DeMar was even there. And you gotta put him in the situations in
Hey,
the situations so he should get used. I guess you want to say get used to doing it. And you gonna miss shots
hey,
before you
hey,
start hitting game winners. It's Jordan did it, Kobe did it, LeBron did it, Wade did it, all the greats did it.
shots, that's nothing. They
You
get the.
know,
You're right.
right?
Well, a shooter really too much ain't gonna miss shots like that all the time because of the fact that the shooter is good. But it gonna come down to a point where you're gonna miss some shots. That's nothing.
Right, right.
But what I want to ask you about, man, hold on, let me catch up with you because I'm gonna go right back to what you was just saying though.
Talking about the Caruso thing, the IO.
Yeah, no. I was past. I was past with the Caruso thing because you got me on the Caruso thing. Like you said, when it comes down to the
Talking about DeMar DeRozan.
yeah, DeMar DeRozan. But you got me on the
Mm,
Caruso thing when you come down when you said that it's gonna be like a Caruso be to a certain extent hurt all the time.
right,
I realized players are hurt all the time because like I said before, it comes down to taking a little mini vacation. Or I'm gonna take a
right.
couple days off. You dig what I'm saying? You ain't necessarily hurt. You just want to treat this.
It's minutes management. You call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to that, that's to a certain extent. That's to a certain extent what it is. No, but if you can play, you gonna be on deck.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I think they gon' I think Pat Beverly gonna fill in Caruso's spot.
I
I
agree.
That's
That's
what
why
I
they
think that's
got him.
gonna happen. Yeah,
I agree. I
yeah,
agree. I agree. That's why I forgot all about him too. That is
yeah,
why they got him though.
yeah.
That is why
So
they got
yeah,
him.
they gonna cut ties with Caruso.
Uh,
Probably try to trade him to Golden State and get some because Steve Kerr keep talking about him,
yeah.
and they
And
gonna and
because if you I get you because if you realize it, the only reason why they had him because they wanted him to fill that role that they needed for bag up for Lonzo.
you're right, exactly.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then that ain't working out.
yeah. And then him and Pat damn near shooting the same percentage from the 3-point line. So it's like, well, one's healthier than the other. I
Yeah.
just get rid of the one that's not healthy, and I
Yeah.
keep
That
especially and then one's from Chicago.
and,
I
and
keep the hometown, bring back
that
the
and that was
hometown
and
kid.
that was another thing where you got me about Caruso too about the 3-point percentage. I know he
Yeah,
ain't really real good like that.
right. Yeah, yeah. So they gonna cut their tie. Um, and then you said you gotta start developing this young talent because you got P. Will. He got to develop. See what you can get out of him. See if he. And this is when I say if they get rid of DeRozan, the clock is on P. Will now to see what he can do.
They need
You
to
got
get
to
rid of him. I think that they need to cut. They need to cut ties with him to get something for him while they got a chance to strike with an iron is hot to get rid of him
who P. Will
because it's
or
what
DeRozan.
his ceiling. Where you see his ceiling there? Go ahead, stop him. Tell me where you see Pat
Uh,
Williams ceiling there.
his ceiling, I believe he can be a Kawhi Leonard. His
What?
frame, his frame is
Who?
the same.
Who?
Kawhi Leonard.
Oh man.
Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. 'Cause I started to do this to
His
y'all. Said
defense ain't even close.
just give him time, bro. He'll get there, man.
And you see
Again,
where his score, you
he
see where his point average is.
his
So
point
we ain't
average,
gotta laugh at that.
his point average is actually better than P. Will. I mean,
That
Kawhi
Kawhi
Leonard.
Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard is actually better. It ain't better by much, but it's actually
Whoa,
better.
whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm
We talking
telling
about
you,
the old. We talking about the old.
we talking about young. We talking.
You
You
try
have
to
to.
get me. You try to
No,
put him.
no, no, no,
You
no,
try to
no.
fit. You try to fit.
But see,
Boy, you try to finesse
but
me,
hold
boy.
on. See, that's where
You try to pull
that's
and finesse me
no,
on
no,
me.
no, no, no. Listen, this is where it's unfair at. You cannot compare a young P. Will to a Kawhi Leonard in his prime, fam. Can't do that.
Whoa,
That's
whoa, whoa,
unfair.
whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, let's do this. I go all the way back to San Diego State. How about it? That far back enough for you?
His numbers is better, but it's not better by much. It's probably better like 2 points. But trust me, when I say I started to set y'all up for the okey doke, I was like,
Yeah, you just
yeah.
did,
No,
but you
no, no,
just
no,
got
no,
old.
no, 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 no. I wouldn't because the way I was gonna do it, I was gonna show you the numbers and let y'all talk y'all shit. Then show you that, oh, that's Kawhi Leonard y'all talking about. That's what I started to do. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna spare
You
y'all
was
that.
gonna go back to his you was gonna go back to dude Wade. What was he playing? What dude played at?
No, I was gonna go back when he
Where did
started
Pat
with.
Will play at? Where did he play at?
I forget, man. I named Michigan. I forget
Was
what,
it
but I
Florida or something
wasn't. I
like that?
wasn't. No, no. Listen, I wasn't gonna go back to college. I was gonna go back his rookie career with in the NBA because college is different from the
Dude, he
NBA.
was hurt. He was hurt his rookie year. His
No,
rookie
he was
year,
hurt. He was hurt his
half of it.
sophomore. He was hurt his sophomore year.
Come on,
He got
man.
hurt.
Come on,
His
unstoppable, bro.
No, his rookie year he was good, bro. His sophomore year he got hurt. That's when we got Zoe. Dude, in 4 games he got
Right.
hurt, man.
You right.
Um,
I agree.
yeah,
You
you
I
know, yeah. So I checked and you know me. I like to do before I talk my talk. I like to make sure I'm right. And I looked at the numbers, and the numbers is damn near identical. But
hey.
Pete Will, in some areas, he was better than. But like I said,
It wasn't on the offensive side, bro.
it was an offensive
Because
side,
he
bro.
was always, but listen to
It
me,
wasn't a
because
defensive
he was
side.
always
It was
a
offense.
prospect. He was
Uncle Vern,
always a prospect on the offensive side.
Uncle
The
Vern, it was the
defensive side,
offensive side, bro. P. Will was better in the offense. Like I said, he might have been 2 points more than Kawhi Leonard. I remember I said it wasn't by much. Wasn't by much, but he was better. But like I said, I compared year one was better. Year two I think was better a little bit, but then actually it wasn't because remember I said he got hurt. But like I said before, bro, it wasn't by much, but he was better. But I say that to say he's he's playing behind Zach. He's referring to Zach Lavine, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic, bro. The man touched the ball probably when it's like 5 seconds left on the clock. So I don't expect a fourth option to do a lot. That's why I say I wouldn't give up on him too quick because we done been down this road before. When the fans get fed up or folks that's looking at the outside and ain't watching a lot of games, and Chicago just give up and trade a player, they go someplace else and kill. They send Laurie Markin, Jamal Crawford, Ron Artest, um, Wendell Carter Jr., Tyson Chandler.
hey,
You know, a whole lot of players I can name. I,
can
I
I,
go ahead.
stop. Look here. Can I say? Let me say this. The question to what you're saying now. Because you had made mention about certain type of players and stuff what teams need and stuff like that. Um, I would say this like that. The question to that is a lot of the NBA teams I face have come down with that same kind of problem because like I said before about the Boston Celtics and Tatum and Brown, having them combinations where they're not working out at and where they is working out at. You understand?
Hmm.
So they have to come up with that problem is how to what could join these two together so they can make it work. You understand me? The Bulls got that same problem. You understand? So it comes
Well,
down to it. How you gonna make that work?
you
Because
talking
they
about
lack on different things. The reason they lack on it is because they lack on the defensive side or the offensive side. With
when you
Jalen
say make
Brown
it
and with
work.
Tatum, you can't say the same thing about them.
Well, let me
With
ask you
DeRozan and with Zach
this.
LaVine,
Okay, yeah, okay. I just
to a certain extent, you can't say the same thing about them because neither one of them play defense.
well,
Well, you can say Zach LaVine do when he want to.
how you make it work is you get a coach that's gonna make it work.
Yeah, but then my point is going down to this. When we talk about the Bulls, we talk about their main two. Now you put Patrick Williams in it. You said he was a 4. I would even say
No,
he's
no,
a
I'm not
4.
saying he's a 4. I think he's a 3. If anything, I don't think he's
I
a 4 at
know
all.
he ain't a 3. What about Vooch?
What about Vooch?
What? No way. First of all, you talk about the score, the position. Number 1 guy, the number 2 guy, number 3 guy, number 4 guy is score as far as getting the ball. That's what you was talking about, right? You
Yeah.
weren't talking about position.
Well, what I said is he's not scoring more. He's not doing a lot of
Because
scoring
of his
because
not getting the ball.
exactly. So,
He's the number 1, number 3, number. When you say
so
number, I said he was
right,
number.
right. So again, if you get rid of DeMar, you can. This is what I would do. I would get rid of DeMar. I would slide Vooch. I mean, I would slide Patrick to that 3, and I think Gerald Vanderbilt gonna be a free agent. I try to get him because he's more of a power forward
Who he
than
play?
he played for the Lakers.
Vanderbilt?
Yeah, Gerald Vanderbilt.
Is he playing?
Shit, I don't know if the Lakers playing him like that, but he's been
Go,
playing, huh?
go. No, man. No, 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 no,
He's
no.
from the
It
he's
ain't
from
you.
the
It's me. It's me. I'm trying to catch on, but
no, I'm saying he's from the he came over from the trade from the Jazz. You know, you don't necessarily get him. I mean, you could try to get Pacquiao, Siakam, but you know, it's another player you can get.
whoa, unstoppable. You all over the place, bro.
No,
You
what
talk
I'm
about getting
these are free. I believe these cats are talking
listen.
about
You
these
talk
free
about
agents.
getting rid of a. You talk about getting rid of a show, 20 to 30 some point a game player. You understand me for some possibilities.
Well,
You talk about
you
getting rid
never.
of DeRozan. You said DeRozan. You didn't say Zach Lavine. You didn't say Patrick Williams. You didn't say you said
You have to
DeRozan.
you have to package some other things. If you want to look at him, you might have to give up a Kobe White. You know what I'm saying? Send DeMar DeRozan, Kobe White, stuff like that. I'm just saying you got options. But if we're gonna just talk about just get rid of DeMar DeRozan for some role players, okay, then you get rid of DeMar DeRozan, get some role players. You slide Patrick Williams to that to that 3 spot, and it's gonna be him, Zach Lavine, and maybe Vooch if he come back. But I don't even think he coming back. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
don't think I agree with you. I don't think they want him back. But the fact you don't think he's just gonna make it in his mind to come back, because if he want that money, he gonna come back because he ain't gonna run from no money. But I don't think they want him back. You keep going. I know what you're saying.
right, but I said it before and I said it again. I don't too quite think it matters what you do, long as Billy is here. I think you need to get rid of him and
DeRozan,
get rid of him
DeMar
and
DeRozan.
DeRozan.
Yeah,
And
the
and if I would say this,
$6 million man.
I would say this: if you really want to make this thing work with DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine, I say you got to bring in Udoka
No, you got
because
to
he
bring in
made
Lonzo. Lonzo got to be there.
well, of course Lonzo, but Lonzo not gonna be here probably for another year and some change.
Yeah.
So what we gonna do? We're gonna have another repeat of this season. No,
Yeah.
you gotta get a coach in here that's gonna change the culture as far as on the coaching side. Well,
Oh,
I ain't gonna say huh?
you got to get rid of him anyway.
Yeah,
That's a good place to start. Yeah, let's start
yeah.
there, young man. Because
And
Lonzo ain't gonna be around for a minute. Let's start right there. So maybe things change by the time he get back.
uh, and
I think that needed to be happened a long time ago.
right.
Yeah.
And I think he will help with development because I done seen Billy do some things. It's like, bro, you just killing your players' confidence. Like to get an example, Dalen Terry came in the game, played good defense, hit a 3-pointer, then they pulled his ass out the game.
Who?
It's like, bro, what the hell are you doing? You
Who
know,
out the game?
Dalen Terry, Billy Donovan
Oh,
pulled out Dalen Terry. I'm like, damn, like he did the right thing. You pull him out, you trying to crush this man confidence, you know?
yeah. Yeah.
He does a lot of questionable things. P. Will, he's shooting 40% behind the 3-point line. You're not even trying to run no plays with him so he can get some open shots. You know, Zach Lavine, best with it catch and shoot on the team, shooting over 40%. you're not even trying to run no plays to do pick and pop with him. So it's like then you making crazy adjustments. I mean, I admit some games he has done good, but it's like, bro, at the end of the day, you still not the right person for the job. So it's like you got to go, bro.
Hmm.
You know, but that's what I would do. But yeah,
Yeah.
and Dex, just like you felt I was wrong about Zach Lavine when I said he can average 30 once he get healthy, and what he was doing, putting up damn near put
Yeah.
over 30 points. So I'm gonna prove you wrong about Patrick Williams. Just wait and see.
Man, Patrick Williams, they got that kind of game, bro.
You gonna see.
Patrick
You
Williams,
gonna see, Playboy. You gonna
only way
see.
Patrick, only see see stop it. Listen to me. This is what I want you to get because you don't really get what I'm saying. This is right now. Even when Patrick Williams that came into the league and everything else, they already knew what his ceiling was. His ceiling was real low on the offensive side. B. He could be wonders or to a certain extent on the
I
defensive
don't
side,
think
but
that's what they
he
saying,
had a
fam.
low ceiling. Stop it, please. He
I'm
had a
gonna let
low
you go ahead and
ceiling
finish. I'm gonna be
sometimes
better. Go ahead.
when he came into the league. He wasn't no go out and get it 30 or 40. He wasn't looking on it. He wasn't playing 20 or 30. He wasn't getting it like that. Okay? And that was in college.
I
And
mean,
he
he's
wasn't
not the
doing
only
it in
player
the
that
pros.
wasn't getting it like
He
that in
wasn't doing
college.
it in the pros.
But
He
he's
was a
not the
good possibility as he went on. And then, like you said, the second year he got hurt. The middle of the second year he got hurt.
yeah, but we can't do that college thing though,
Well,
bro. He's
not
not
even
the
the
only
middle of the
person that
second year.
done that.
He got hurt what? Right out the
No,
gate.
he got hurt his second. He got hurt his second year.
No, I'm talking about the mid. Not, I was saying it was the middle of his second year, but it wasn't in the middle of the second year. He got hurt like
The
not
fourth
even after
game.
the
It was like
season.
the fourth game when they played the Knicks.
Yeah,
Mitchell
yeah,
Robinson blocked his shot and he
right.
landed on his hand and fractured his hand.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So I'm talking
what
about
I'm telling you is, if they trade DeMar, I'm telling you right now, y'all gonna be like, yeah, Unstoppable was right. I'm telling you, you're gonna prove
no.
everybody wrong. And I
Okay,
want to say this.
go ahead.
I don't think nobody's gonna draft only a player that they see that don't have at least a decent ceiling when it comes to the offensive side. No fourth option, anything you can trade down and get access back and draft him at a lower pick. I mean a higher pick, or a lower. Excuse me. If you're gonna go, 1 through 10 or whatnot. Other teams wanted him. So other teams seeing something that the Chicago front office seen with him. It's just he's the fourth damn option, bro. And he's not touching the ball until it's like 3 to 5 seconds left on the clock. So he's putting up a bad shot. Yes, I can say he should be more aggressive, but he's 21. I can say if he was 24, I'd say, yeah, it's my time to cut your losses with him. He's 21, bro. And he's playing behind Zach Lavine, DeMar DeRozan, and Vucevic. If I would say this, because everybody says this, that Zoe makes players better, bring the best out their game, Zach Lavine, DeMar DeRozan, depth. If you really want to go, Cal Kuzma, players like that, I say if Zoe was here and Zoe was feeding him, trying to give him an opportunity to shine, and he kept coming up short,
I
then
agree.
yeah, I say cut your losses.
No,
He
matter of fact, it was over there to be a different story because of the fact he be in playing and all they doing everything was supposed to be done. They don't have the guard. They don't have the guards in the backcourt to do that. I understand that. They don't have the players in the backcourt to do that. Don't even think about doing it. I already understand that. I'm not blind to that fact. I'm not blind to that fact. And
right.
now I agree with you to a certain extent when you say about I will if it come down to it, I prefer them to see them let DeRozan go than see them let Zach Lavine go. Because
Oh, of
I
course.
know Lonzo can't play with DeRozan because it's like, you know what I'm saying, he ain't DeRozan got to have it, B. You gotta
I'm
feed him
not
early.
trading
You gotta feed
no
him early and
33 year
often.
old.
Huh?
I'm not keeping no 33-year-old or nobody that's 27. That's a 3 level score. I'm not doing that. That's whoever was saying that was just y'all silly. I ain't gonna call you stupid. I'm gonna just say you silly.
Well,
Y'all
right.
just y'all looking at Zach
I, I
when
wouldn't
he was hurt and forgetting that the man had his knee drained and was recovering from a knee injury, and then came back. The knee was clearly bothering him, and I'm telling you, I've watched all 82 games of Zach, and this was the worst I have ever seen him. I knew he wasn't gonna be like that,
Hey,
and if for somebody to be number 7 in conversation talking MVP, then he just come back playing like that. It's like, bro, like use your damn head. This is not the $214 million that what you seeing is now he is, you know, and believe me, he can be even better than what he is now if you set screens for him, catch and shoot, do him like they do Booker, do him like they do Clay. But it takes a smart coach to do that, and this man ain't it. He's not, you know. So you trade DeMar, you keep the youth. You go with the youth, man. You don't go with no. Like I said, I understand what DeMar done, but like I said, y'all don't watch Zach like I do. He done hit game winners before, you know.
hey, unstoppable. For real
What's
though,
up?
for real. The thing with Zach Lavine is the same thing it was at first before with Zach Lavine that got when DeRozan that got there, right? And they decided to put the ball in DeRozan's hand, big for real. And it been the
Yeah, they
same
did.
thing like right. It was the same thing like that last year when Zoe was there, and it's the same thing like now. That's the choice and the decision that they go. That's the direction that they going in. So they're gonna continue to keep going that ball. The ball gonna be in DeRozan's hand as it come down to crunch time.
Oh yeah, I know, which is stupid, but
So I don't know what you call it, but that's why they get paid the big bucks.
yeah, what
I'm
you,
telling you, hey,
uh, hey, but
yeah, hey, and look here.
that coach,
Matter of fact, and
that's getting paid
let
them
me
big bucks, looking like
explain
it's
this.
a
Let me
waste of
say
money.
this. Can I say this while I'm
Yeah,
at
you
that?
can say
Because
it.
this is
Go
another
ahead.
point that I tried to make then before. That's why they put the ball in LeBron's hand at the end of the game, and not in everybody else's in the hand at the end of the game. Okay,
Yeah, I would say that,
proven winners.
but I
Proven.
also can say, how's that working out for you? Keep putting it in DeMar hand. How that working out for you?
Well, it got him to the mountaintop. It didn't get him over, but it got him to the mountaintop. Close. Last
Uh,
year, not this year. They might not even get to the mountain.
Let
Let
me ask
alone
you this:
top.
if you down 3 points, do you really trust DeMar DeRozan hitting the 3 point over Zach Levine?
That heck y'all day every day. Not a
You
3-pointer heck, no. That's
okay
a
then?
trick question. You was real slick with that one.
Exactly.
Well, you was real good with that one. Like you trying to sneak that one in, No, but
Exactly.
I give him 2 all day though.
Oh yeah, I would say too. I would say DeMar too because he figured out what to do to get get on get that pump fake and get a foul. Zach Levine, he just not starting to use his ability, to do that, attacking the rim. He just started using it.
Unstop,
Um,
unstoppable. See, that's why I want to stop you at the game because you already know what you're going to say about using his ability and everything. Zach Levine ability ain't no good without Alonzo there because like Zach Levine ability is like running gun and set up. They ain't
no,
running
it's
set
good, but
him
it
up
can be
like that.
better. It's good, but it can be better. Just to
Say
take,
it again.
it's good, but it can be better. Like I said,
It could be better if he was the
I
first
hold
option.
on.
It
No,
could be
no.
better
I
if he
will
was the
say this.
first
I'm gonna
option.
say this, and I'm pretty sure everybody gonna agree with me on this. To give you an example, Devin Booker. You see
Yeah.
how cold Devin Booker is playing, how good he playing when he got CP3 over there. You got him a good point guard to calm him down to say, no, don't do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? And look what he was doing before Kevin Durant got there, and Booker started to get his respect, and he even made the playoffs. That's what Zach Levine needs. Zach Levine needs a good point guard that's gonna set him up to score.
Okay. Now, is you through?
I'm finished with it.
Okay, now let me say this right here. Okay, you use a good example. You use what's the name book out there with the Phoenix Suns, and I'm glad you stared that. Let me pick it up though. You know they coming into the playoffs, right? You know they just for sure, even without KD, even if KD come in with a broken toe, 2 left ring fingers injuries, and it don't make a difference whatever. Just say he come in like that, and he still play. You know who gonna be the you know who gonna be the MVP of one of them games? It ain't gonna be Booker, baby.
Kevin Durant.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's get it
I
right.
mean, that's the beauty part about it, though, because you can't afford the double, and you can't afford the double Booker or Kevin Durant. Both of them
Okay,
can get off at any time.
my whole point. It just skipped you. You just didn't get it, did you?
Oh, I got it. I don't think you get it. Zach LaVine don't got no Kevin Durant on no team, but that's why I mentioned
Whoa, he do
before.
got Kevin Durant.
That's why I admit.
Whoa, he do got a Kevin. Whoa.
Okay,
He
I'm
do got a
listening.
Kevin Durant on this team.
Who is that?
That's why he can't do what he do. That's why Zach LaVine can't get down like he get down now.
So
He ain't that guy.
so Zach LaVine got a 7-footer that's deadly from the
Bruh,
3-point.
come
Hold on.
Stop. See, there you go.
That's deadly.
Semantics.
No, ain't no semantics. You
He
said
got
he got
somebody in
He
his way
said
that can
you
do the
said
same
he got a
thing.
Kevin
He can do it
Durant.
better.
Kevin Durant can kill you from the midi, and Kevin Durant can kill you from the 3-point line. He got a DeMar DeRozan, which is a killer from the midi, but he ain't a killer from the 3-point line. You got to get it right.
But remember, who got to get DeRozan going? DeRozan good game only go with what? Playing into the flow. Not DeRozan.
Playing the midi.
Wait,
Kevin Durant
stop. I misspoke. Not
Okay.
DeRozan, Zach LaVine. Who got to get Zach LaVine going? Zach LaVine game is a running gun game. You don't just get the ball, just run
Zach
down.
LaVine can get himself going. He don't prove that. He been averaging
he
over
has
30
to be
points,
set
bro.
up. He's a set up
Who
player.
been setting up Zach LaVine?
Bro,
Who been setting up Zach LaVine? Who's been setting up Zach LaVine?
Lonzo ain't there. Who been setting them up? That's the
Zach
point.
LaVine's been setting up himself, bro. So again,
Right.
To give you the example,
I said
him and
Lonzo
Booker
ain't there.
can
My point
score.
is Lonzo ain't there.
I know that. So once Lonzo get there, then you're gonna see Zach LaVine take a next
I agree.
A step up the ladder.
I agree.
But for you to say he got a Kevin Durant, that's not true, because Kevin Durant is a 3-level scorer. DeMar DeRozan is not. Kevin Durant don't mind passing. Kevin Durant don't mind passing up that ball, passing the ball.
He's not a perimeter 3-point shooter. I agree.
Right, and Kevin Durant don't mind passing you the ball, bro. It's sometimes DeRozan just look you off going to ISO pump fake. It's like, bro, what are you doing?
Right. Well, he gets
Zach
busy.
LaVine,
That's how he get busy.
Some days he won't pass up Zach LaVine. He'll let him sign, and other days he'll just straight up get tunnel vision.
Well,
That's
gentlemen,
why I say
that was a nice one-on-one fisticuffs between the two. How you gentlemen doing? Welcome to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in these streets. We witnessed a wonderful stream. We had Quiz, we had Flight, we had Uncle Vern, the OG, the iconic in this landscape. We had Unstoppable, the undying Bull fans who is relentless and will not give up on releasing or trading the best player in the NBA, Pat Williams. We had Hoop Jargon pull up. This was a tremendous chat. Shout out to Coffee for the $100 super chat. Coffee has been a real consistent contributor to Flight Sports TV. And if anybody out there with the mindset of a coffee to the world and is feeling very, very gifty, we appreciate that you send all things that fold and jingle. I'm talking about coins and paper. I'm talking about the ones with the blue stripes, if you can. To Flight Sports TV PayPal, to Flight Sports TV Super Chat, and to Flight Sports TV Cash App. Those generosities would definitely be appreciated in all manners, in all forms. So don't be ashamed. Don't be bashful. Go ahead, dig deep. Try not to come up with lint. And if you find anything of extra that you can give, whether it jingles or fold, forward it to Flight Sports TV. Be a brick in the wall in building something special that will contribute to your exuberant experience. Yes, we appreciate everybody that pulled up on the block. We had variables of games We streamed a very interesting one. Chicago Bulls is on a. Oh my God, Chicago Bulls. They made a valid effort, but I'm quite sure their legs gave out. They was tired. They was coming off a back-to-back. They punished the Lakers, but they was unable to replicate that performance with the Clippers. So the Clippers get the better end results, 124 to 112 against maybe a fatigued Bull team that's been in Southern California maybe one day too long. So as the Bulls continue their journey into qualifying for a play-in slot, at least, and at best, a playoff to extend their struggling season that's been seesawed and, injury riddled, and to some, identity crisis. So they fall to the Los Angeles Clippers 124 to 112. Denver, my God, Denver is coming on the East Coast, beating up on those elite teams in the East Coast thus far. 116, 111 to the Embiid-less Sixers. And Jokic put up a doozy, triple-double in the face of his MVP challenger, Joel Embiid. New York Knicks 137 to 115 over the lowly Rockets. Oh, the Mavericks is finally back on the win column with the duel of Kyrie and Luka punishing the Indiana Pacers. Oh my God, the Kings lost tonight. Up in Cowtown, the Minnesota Timberwolves withstood the smelly cow manure that's up there in the Sacramento area. I mean, oh my God, on the way to Sacramento, man, that's all you do is smell cow manure all the way up. And the Minnesota Timberwolves did not allow that to distract them, that odious smell, and they defeat the Kings at home, 119 to 115. The Trail Boo Boo Blazers. What can we say about the Trail Boo Boo Blazers? They fall hard at home at the Moda, 124 to 90 to the New Orleans Pelicans. Suns outlast the Jazz, 117-103. And the Milwaukee Bucks, those antlers, stuck it to those Pistons, 126 to 117. And those are the games that were slated tonight on the NBA landscape. And all games are final. We thank everybody for joining us in the stream, Chicago Bulls versus the Detroit Pistons. And Chicago Bulls started out very strong, and then their legs just kind of withered away. They had an outstanding game against the Los Angeles Lakers, and they pierced the Los Angeles Lakers with that defeat and have the Los Angeles Lakers wobbling along the edge of the play-in tournament. And so with that vigorous effort and to coming in opening night in Los Angeles and doing that to the Lakers, they was unable to replicate that against the Los Angeles Clippers. And you see the Bulls kind of faded away as the game progressed, and especially coming out of that break, they were very dismal. The Chicago Bulls coming out of that third quarter break where they always seem to falter under the leadership of Billy Donovan, it was somewhat embarrassing because they gave or rendered or yielded a 15-point advantage to the Los Angeles Clippers coming out of that break, where the third quarter, 22 to the Los Angeles Clippers 37. That 15 points was really a needle in the eye of the Bulls as they struggle to keep pace with a fresh-legged Clipper team led by Kawhi. The Bulls did make a valid effort with the remnants once Billy Donovan started putting in the garbage time players. They did manage to push forth their second plus 30-point quarter in the fourth with a doozy of a 35-point quarter. And the first quarter, they put up 32, where they were still energetic coming off of that Lakers victory. So the jettison of the Chicago Bulls ran low in the second quarter as they released all their fuselage, and the plane just came tumbling down into the waters. So that second and third quarter was a death of the Bulls tonight, and they yielded 35 points in the second quarter, and then come out of the break and they upped it and they yield a 37-point quarter. And in that right there, those two quarters, 72 freaking points in 24 minutes of play. You cannot win basketball games like that if you're going to give up 72 points in a 24-minute outing. So Billy going to have to definitely go back to the drawing boards and show the third quarter and the second quarter, which are some of the two most important quarters of basketball. We know it's the first quarter is very important, and coming out the break in the third quarter is very important in basketball to either propel your momentum or halt the other team's momentum. So adjustments have to be made coming out of the break. And as we witness Bulls of yesteryears under Billy Auspius, we see that the third quarter has always been the death of the lamb. So Billy going to have to definitely turn that around sooner than later, because this trend of the Bulls falling on their sword in the third quarter must cease. They have to have a cease and desist order, and that resonate through the players. And from my observation, the reason why the Bulls suffer so much coming out of the break is because of their lack of intuitive defense. They're not rotating on the ball properly. Players are missing their assignments coming out the break as if they're still on break. And those things seem to cause a avalanche on the Bulls in that particular quarter right there. So that's definitely have to be addressed, and have to be addressed sternly and immediately for the Chicago Bulls in order for them to move forward and be prosperous coming down the stretch to qualify for a play-in tournament, or even string some wins. And as other teams fall before them, they might miraculously can squeeze in a 6 seed. That's miraculously speaking, of course. But the Toronto Raptors, who are above the Bulls right now, and they finished above the Bulls last season, the Bulls have to hearken and take note to this and change their third quarter disposition and be more formidable from this point on. So, in the tell of the tape, from my observation, the two quarters that the Bulls yielded 35 and 37, second and third quarter respectively, was the death of them tonight. And those two quarters also is indicative of fatigue, because their outstanding win against the Lakers, they might have exerted more energy than expected. And even though it was a convincingly win, it seemed to haunt them tonight as the game progressed, because they started out good, 32 points, and they held the Clippers to under 30 to win that first quarter. But the battle was not over. And then the war of attrition seemed to seep in and conquer the Chicago Bulls as they rendered the game to the Clippers in those two quarters, because that's basically where the game just got out of hand, in the second and third quarter. And when it came to the fourth quarter, the Clippers, they can rest. So they only pulled a 25-point fourth quarter in closing, while the Bulls pulled in a 35-point quarter. But the lead was so insurmountable, even though the Bulls finished plus 10 in the final quarter, it didn't even really matter because the game was practically out of reach and out of hand. So big ups to Tyrone Lue for bringing his boys and having them ready as they dug their foxhole and defended their land and their territory. They blocked, they boulevard, and send the Bulls home crippling with a 124-112 victory. A much-needed win for the Chicago Bulls. This was a much-needed win for the Chicago Bulls. And if they was to win this game, they probably would have leapfrog the Toronto Raptors, even though their records probably was the same. But I think the Chicago Bulls own the tiebreaker between the two, if I'm not mistaken. So the Bulls go to LA and they split 2 games series down in LA, beating the Lakers, falling to the Clippers, and now the Bulls will press on and move forward into the next game, and Billy got to have this team ready. Now, earlier we heard from Uncle Vern and Unstoppable, where they spoke about some intricacies dealing with the Chicago Bulls and their current roster construction. And they mentioned notable players that should be on the move and other notable players that should be kept in-house. I agree with some, disagree with others. I feel that moving Vooch or DeMar DeRozan is futile. They're older. I mean, they've been in the league. They're veterans. This is a young grooming league. So if you're going to do anything to get your players into the form and scheme of what AK really wants for this team, as well as Acme, then you're going to have to move a strong asset. And I believe a strong asset for the Chicago Bulls will be moving Patrick Williams. I'm sick of Bulls fans talking about, and Bulls content creators talking about, no, we can't move them. Well, they're young and we're going to regret it. Listen, stop using Laurie marketing as a reason. And I'm saying reason out of respect, because really you're using Laurie marketing as an excuse. But I'm going to give you reason as an intellectual respect, because when Laurie marketing left your franchise, Bulls fans, not all, but most who recognize, he had a pit stop. And that pit stop was in Cleveland. And that's where Laurie marketing raised his value, raised his stock, and became a promising commodity in the NBA. And the Utah Jazz took notice. And soon as Laurie marketing was available, they came in and swept him. They took him from underneath the towers of the Cleveland Cavaliers, as Cleveland had their plan moving forward to acquiring Donovan Mitchell. So both teams really won on that, but Donovan Mitchell won more because he's a very more talented and high-profile player. But nevertheless, Laurie marketing had a pit stop. So he had an opportunity to readdress, to realign, to recalibrate his game and situation in Mortgage Fieldhouse, not the United Center. You can't take credit for that. So whatever Bernie Bickerstaff Jr. did in Cleveland to help usher Laurie marketing to all-star status, that credit goes to him, not to Billy, and not to the regime before Billy. Because what Laurie marketing did in the Chicago Bulls uniform, oh yes, they have beautiful uniforms. That's scarlet and black. It is top notch. He did, and they was not so happy with it. So they offered him what they offered him, and he denied. He declined. And he wanted to move forward because he didn't appreciate his role in the Chicago Bulls uniform. And I understand. You had Vooch. Vooch older, more experienced. Vooch led a team, and they both basically can do the same thing, but Vooch just do it a little more slower and more methodical than a Laurie marketing. And so they put their eggs in the Vooch basket. Did it backfire? Yeah, to some degree it did. But stop staking claim to Laurie Marketing when he's not your guy. He had a pit stop. And stop overriding or disregarding his pit stop in Mortgage Fieldhouse, that arena, Cleveland Cavaliers. Then he moved over and moved on to the Utah Jazz and became an all-star representative for the Utah area. That's what you guys need to stop. And so you're using that as a claim to hold on to Patrick Williams, who is a first-round, 4th overall pick right behind our boy LaMelo Ball. Right behind. And when you look at that draft, you had Anthony Edwards go first, right? You had Wiseman, you had LaMelo, you had Patrick. Now, here's the caveat. From the first all the way down to Tyrese Halliburton, you had 3 high caliber players in that draft. You had a lot of good players in that draft, the Sadiq Bey and all those guys. But I'm talking about you had 3 high caliber players in that draft. The number 1 draft pick overall in that year draft, 2020, was Anthony Edwards, all-star. James Wiseman, number 2, high-profile player, little experience, low motor, but very, very uber athletic and talented, raw, son of a gun, tall player. Faltered. Golden State realized it. Golden State moved on. Golden State realized it and Golden State moved on. That's how you know a model of the franchise and how they bender their success based on their visual observation. They don't monkey around. They'll give, listen, Golden State is very liberal. They'll give you the rope to hang yourself. Because when those guys up there draft you, they drafting you into a hegemony of sovereignty. Did you hear what I just said? A hegemony of sovereignty. They drafting you into a winning situation where the mindset is win or fail. There's no in between. There's no moral achievements. You either win or you fail. That's the model of that team in Northern California. In one of the most liberal, I'm talking about liberal places on earth. I'm saying they rival Amsterdam, for crying out loud. So it's nothing they do to you that alters your framework. If your framework is to come into the NBA and win, Golden State is a prize space for winning. Yes, they are. And they have shown it year after year. They are the modern dynasty of the NBA. Then you got LaMelo Ball. We know the situation that he was picked into. Circulatory logic down there in Charlotte. We know Michael Jordan is selling it. Look, we've been telling you that on Flight Sports TV. We've been giving y'all the scoop about the Michael Jordan situation. We've been giving y'all the scoop. So don't act like this was something surprising. Like you was getting caught off guard. We've been parading that info for the last, 7 months on Flight Sports TV about the Michael Jordan situation, about how he was too prickled in playing puppet master. We've been telling y'all that. We had the inside scoop. He's a puppet master. Because if he wasn't, then they would be trying to get rid of Mitch Kupchak and all those guys. No. Mike, listen, Mike, the NBA is what the NBA is. You can't just sit here and usurp from the NBA like it's welfare. You just can't do it. And when owners start to do that crap, they start to get rid of them, or they start putting smudges on their resume as far as their ownership journey is concerned, and basically run you out of town. Because the minority owners are putting up groups to buy the Charlotte Hornets. It's not somebody from the outside. So those minority owners know something about this situation. It could be better if this person is not in the way. And for crying out loud, why does it always have to be a brother? Man, can we get that shit together? It's frustrating. Why do it have to be you, Mike, now? With all these young players coming up through AAU, coming up through college, you got whole colleges wearing your gear. I mean, oh my God, it's so much to unpack on that one. I don't even know if I'm ready for it tonight. But nevertheless, then you got Patrick Williams after LaMelo Ball going into a good situation because Chicago wasn't looking to win anything. They was a dire organization in dire straits. They wasn't looking to win anything. They just, wanted to get some good picks and try to make something out of nothing. And Patrick Williams seemed to be the perfect project. Keep in mind that Patrick Williams was drafted as a project coming out of Florida State. He was kind of new into basketball. And the Chicago Bulls knew they was reaching. What was his coach name in Florida State? Liney Smith or something like that? Lionel something. They knew he was reaching. And now it came to the point where he had a decent rookie season. It was okay. And so they thought, they hit the jackpot. They thought he was a steal of the draft. They gave him a nickname, Baby Claw. My goodness, that's something to look up to, right? That means expectation. Anytime you get a serviceable nickname that brings some prominence to your game as well as attention, that means expectation is in the making. That means expectation is promising. Yet, the promise wasn't kept on the part of Patrick Williams because you would assume, and we know what happens when we assume. Need I tell you? Not tonight. We assume that Patrick Williams will have some kind of ascendancy in the NBA at this time for the Chicago Bulls. And he's been seesawing with this talent. He's like he's teasing you. And that's what put the Bulls organization into some kind of conundrum because they see it and then they don't see it. We heard the stories from DeMar DeRozan because he did throw him under the bus. That's the homie from Compton, but he did throw Patrick Williams under the bus because he bragged about working out with Patrick Williams, taking him to LA, putting him in the Drew League, letting him show his demo in full scale, bringing the ball up the court, just decision making, and Patrick looked good in the Drew. I ain't gonna lie. And then all of a sudden he gets back to training camp, and all of that disappears. So that is somewhat mind-boggling that you did it in freestyle play, but when the pressure gets to you, it dissolves or disappears. What happened? Is it the coach? I don't know, because DeMar DeRozan never mentioned Billy getting in the way of Patrick Williams' development. He never mentioned Billy interrupting Patrick Williams' operation out on the court. He never said that Billy Donovan deconstructing Patrick Williams' game. He never mentioned that. So it must all boil down to being in Patrick Williams' head. And if it's in your head, there's nothing nobody else can do about it, extraneously speaking. Nothing nobody else can do about it because it's inside you. I can't alter it. It's in your head. You're going to need some professional help, a head doctor, psychiatrist, something that black people don't want to see often. You know what I'm saying? We don't want that type of therapy because we think we just all the way normal when a lot of us are not. And there's reasons why, but we won't get into that. You know, those are different theatrics for a different theater. But at the same time, Patrick Williams is showing less development than James Wiseman. Because we know James Wiseman was putting up some good numbers. It's just that other details about his game that was lacking, and Golden State was just frustrated, and so they just wished to move on. And they can afford to move on because they draft well. They groom well. They train well, and they develop well. I don't know if I can say that about the Bulls. That's why it's hard for them to move on, because once they move on, their raw material is being built by other factories. And then they look back and say, oh my God, he was in our clutches. What happened? How do we oversee this? Oh my God, what an oversight. No, it's not an oversight. It's just that the way that you pursue your developing is not conducive to a lot of young players. You got Kobe White sitting there. What have we seen of Kobe White? What development have we seen of him? Name one Bull player that's been drafted that we, in recent years, of course, that we saw development and we're like, oh shit, they drafted him and look at what he's doing for the team. No, they have to get their talent from other places. They're not inheriting anything through the draft. So if that's the case, then the way your organization is ran, then maybe when you draft high, you got to sell high. And you have to sell for veteran leadership because you're not developing anything. You're going to have to get players that's already groomed and developed to move your franchise forward. And let me give Kornisakovis a slight light crown, not gold, but silver crown, in acquiring the Lonzo Balls, the Alex Carusos, the DeMar DeRozan, the Javonte Greens, the Jones Juniors of the world. Let's give him credit for that, because he went out and aggregated that talent, coalesced it, augmented it to a Chicago Bulls unit, and they thrived, and they thrived fast. And that early thriving of that integrated bunch surprised the whole NBA landscape, and everybody screaming Chicago Bulls, everybody screaming Sea Red, everybody screaming Bulls Nation all over again. I mean, it was spectacular. And to some points, it was hysteria. And people creating Bulls channels everywhere. Everybody's rocking Bulls. I'm seeing Bulls gear getting sold out in Las Vegas. I couldn't even find a hat and some socks. I couldn't find it. It was sold out. Now Bulls gear is rotting. Spider webs on the material now because they're sitting on the racks. So something happened. Something happened in that vortex. Something happened in that portal. Something happened in that C-Red dimension that changed the frequency of the whole Bulls atmosphere. Now people are struggling and trying to do anything to keep people interested in the Chicago Bulls. And sometimes they're confabulating. Lonzo can only do so much to keep you interested. Lonzo can only do so much to keep you in your seat. Now Lonzo is out. What you going to do? Now you want to create a sensation by saying you want to throw him overboard? Is that how y'all do? But nevertheless, I just feel that Patrick Williams should be a supreme target for bait. Use him as bait, throw him in the ocean, and see how many fishes or guppies snap onto him. Because trying to get rid of DeMar, trying to get rid of Vooch, trying to get rid of Lonzo, trying to get rid of what's his name, Alex Caruso. I noticed that these are a lot of all players that I just named are players that y'all hired from the outside, and you're not.
Hey, Dex,
Hold on one second. Let me finish my point.
Okay,
You're not trying to rid some of the players you drafted. I've been noticing that conversation from Bulls creator. You only talk about players that you brought in, but the players that you drafted, I'm not hearing you guys even thinking about putting them on trades. And a lot of these players are not even producing the way you want to produce. I mean, Kobe White is a scorer, but that's not what you need because you got Zach LaVine. How many more scores do you need besides Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan?
Bench points, Dex. Bench points. That's what he's there for. He accepted.
They don't, but that's not what they're suffering. They're suffering from defense, not bench points. So y'all targeting bad areas.
So we're not suffering for bench points because he's doing his job. So once you get rid of the bench points, now you need bench points.
Right.
No, listen. You know how many scores that's coming up in the NBA? You know how many scores that's just laying around in the NBA and the G League that can score, flat out score?
Why would you do? Because some way.
No, I'm just asking you the serious question now, Unstoppable. Don't try to protect. Don't try to protect.
No, I'm not saying what I'm getting ready to say is it don't make sense for this player we done drafted. When I've seen him work on his game, he clearly worked on his handles. He's worked on his defense. He knows the system. And then we're gonna say, all right, thanks for your
He must don't know the system. No, he don't know the system.
How he don't know the system?
He's familiar. Listen. He's familiar with the system. He don't know.
Well, familiar with the system, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm saying familiar, because he hear the words, he hear the jargon, he hear the chatter, he hear the instructions from the coach. So he's familiar with the language. But as far as executing, that's what I mean. That's the difference between knowing and being familiar. He's not. They don't execute because Billy wants defense. That's all he's screaming: defense. But that's not what we see.
If anything, he wants scoring over defense. I'm
unstoppable. Once again, my brother. You know how me and you tangled on this. You can find scoring all over the NBA landscape. Scoring is not a problem.
No, you don't do that. You keep him. Turn the light back on, please. You keep him. You keep him. You don't. I understand it, but you. I
know y'all sentimental on y'all draft.
No. When I'm just saying, the man worked on his handles. He worked on his defense. He's turning into a two-way player. So
Who is?
Keep that.
Who is?
What's his name? Kobe. You keep it. He's clearly worked on his defense. I ain't saying he's the best, but
Kobe is the flagship of Matador defense.
You only watching some of these games that interest you with the Bulls, like the Lakers. You're not watching all 82 games of Chicago.
No,
Bulls.
I don't watch all 82 games of nobody.
So hold on. So if I'm telling you, when it comes to my team, I think I would know a little bit more than I would know about the Lakers because that's your team. This is my team. I'm telling you, it's noticeable. He has worked on his handles and he has worked on his defense and he is better. You want to keep that. He's turning into a two-way. You keep that. You want to keep that.
I'm gonna leave that alone. Y'all wait.
I know. You're right, because guess what? I'm telling you, just like I told you with the Zach LaVine thing, I proved you wrong about that. I'm gonna prove
you ain't proving wrong by Zach. Zach had one good defensive game. Hold on, Zach had one good defensive game, and that was it.
I'm not only talking about the defense because if it's still right,
I know he can score.
No. If it's still right, I can look it up. Zach, I think he averaged about 2 steals a game. It could have went down. I haven't checked lately, but I'm not even talking about the defensive game. I'm talking about how you talking about. I think you said we need to cut time with Zach LaVine too. He ain't this, he ain't that. And I kept telling everybody, I'm like, bro, don't give up on Zach LaVine. I wouldn't even trade him right now because his trade values are at an all-time low right now because he's not himself. Everybody kept saying, do it, this, that, and the third. And then what happened? Zach flipped that switch, and he started doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna tell you what Pete will. When you get rid of DeMar DeRozan, then I say, okay, now the countdown clock is on with you. We got rid of DeMar. You pretty much gonna probably be the second or maybe third option on the team. So now it's time for you to get busy. If you don't
Okay.
get busy, hold
Stop
on.
right
And
there.
if you
Let's
don't,
chop that up. No, but
yeah,
you said something real quick. Let's chop this up
okay,
right here. Okay, you said once you get rid of DeMar, then P. Will blossom.
right,
Okay, then the only how I can agree with that if I can see Pete Will constantly, not every now and then,
right.
constantly thrive on the second unit when DeMar is not on the floor. Because that's how you would know if DeMar is the impediment. You follow what I'm saying? You take him off the floor, you let P. Will bounce the peel without DeMar presence and see if he's that dude that you say he is. And I have yet to see that constantly. Now, I've saw it before, once or twice, but not, constantly, because when DeMar is off the floor, then he should flourish because that's the guy that's in my way.
It's because that's what I said with Billy. Yo, he don't know what he's doing. Excuse me. When it comes to developing these players, 1 minute he's starting, the next minute he's put on the bench, which he has blossomed with the second unit. Then he's pulled from the second unit. Then he's put in the starter unit. It's just like, yo, Billy is all over the place when it comes. He's sugar honey iced tea when it comes to development. A point I don't know if you heard I made earlier. Dalen Terry hasn't been getting any burn when he should because DeMar's been hurt, Caruso's been hurt, Devontae Davis been hurt. He should have been getting burned, but he hasn't. But when he got burned, he was playing pretty good on defense, making the right plays as far as passing, getting his team involved. Hit a 3-pointer, and then what happened? Billy yanked him out the game. It's like, bro, he was doing everything right. It ain't like you don't need him. Caruso hurt. Devontae hurt. Why would you pull him out the game? And this man was sitting up here setting up Vooch, giving good passes, setting up Zach Lavine. I'm talking about you got to. I'm gonna tell. If you interested, I inbox you, let you know to see the game. Like, hey, which game I'm talking about? He doing everything right. Hit the three when you needed the three, and you yank him out the game. It's like, bro, what is you doing? Like, that'll kill somebody's confidence. So again, I feel like once DeMar is gone,
But
the
Dalen
clock will
Terry is a
start.
different situation than Patrick Williams. So, Dalen Terry,
I
you can
know
do
that,
whatever you want. Patrick
but
Williams
you
was first round, fourth pick. That's a
but
whole
but
different
Dex, yeah,
scenario.
but Dex, you don't do that when you need bodies and you just constantly run your players in the ground and you got a body that's available 6'7", I believe, with 7 foot 1, 6'8", 7 foot 1, 7'2" wingspan. You know what I'm saying? Caruso gone, Devontae gone. You missing that energy off the bench, and he's clearly an energy player or whatnot. And you put him in the game, he's doing everything right. He hit the three when you needed one, then you yank him out the game. I'm just talking about as far as that you can kill
You
a
talking about
player's
Dalen
confidence.
Terry or Patrick
Yeah,
Williams?
I'm talking about Dalen Terry. I'm just talking about as far as when it comes to development, I think Patrick Williams' development and every other young player on here is gonna be slow when it comes to this cat.
But
But
the reason why I said Dalen Terry because Dalen Terry is not the eye of the prize. Patrick Williams supposed to be the eye of the prize in their
uh,
last three
okay,
drafts,
I know.
right?
I feel I'm gonna go back to that, but I'm just talking about when it comes to the development part. And this is why I feel like too, Chicago, they got a little bit of development issue or whatnot that I think they need to attend because all them players I named, they had them on their team. And when they left, they went and balled out on other teams. So like I
But
said, it's a it's
you
a it's
can't.
a
But see,
repeating
that's where you
cycle.
can't. You can't do that though. You can't do that to yourself because the only thing you're doing is tormenting yourself. Once they leave your structural organization and they go thriving somewhere else, it's because maybe that organization is a better atmosphere. Not that they would
Yeah,
ever
their
thrive
development
on
team
your
was
team.
better. Yeah, I'm saying, but if the development team was a little bit better and they weren't so quick to jump the gun, these certain players will still be on this team. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, that's what I want to tell you. Like, there was other. I believe Chicago wanted to trade down, but there was other teams that wanted Patrick Williams. So other teams seen something in Patrick Williams that the front office also seen. Like I'm saying, you heard other coaches talk about Patrick Williams' game and what they see that if he's developed right, what he could be. That's why I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna be
What?
quick to
But see,
trade
this is
him.
where I agree with that, Unstoppable. But what I'm trying to explain to you is, I don't think you're seeing it from the correct prism because Bulls trying to win. They ain't got time to try to develop Patrick Williams right now. When they drafted Patrick Williams, that was a whole different atmosphere. But then they acquired Vooch. Then they acquired Lonzo. Then they acquired Alex Caruso. Then they acquired DeMar DeRozan. Then they acquired Derrick Jones Jr. Then they acquired Devontae Green. You follow what I'm saying? So
I
now
feel
they're and then they won so fast that Patrick Williams became an afterthought because he was not a part of that progress. Remember, he was
okay.
hurt,
Dex, check this out.
right?
I think they plan is to change the culture and to get a winning culture here to get back to winning because they wasn't winning. And if they happen to, you know what I'm saying, if they compete and happen to win a championship, that's a plus. But they want to develop Pete Will because he's young. He could be part of the future. You know what I'm saying?
All the players was young.
Yo, we about to get up out of here. We're gonna pull back up tomorrow. Shout out All
Pat.
Access Deck. Shout out Unstoppable. Uncle Vern, Devastating, Rico, everybody that pulled up. Quiz, peace and love. We're gonna do this again.
All right, peace out, bro. Peace out.
All right.
Salute,
Flight
Jack.
Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I was with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.